Welcome to another edition of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. I am your host, We-On-Loc Nation, and it's time to get down to the gusto as I put the link into the chat. Although I do have to go by the rules again. As we go by these particular topics, anybody who feels like they want to come up and they want to have a conversation or debate or whatever the case may be, you are inclined to do so. Although, if there's any racial slurs being handed, we're gonna have to kick you. So it is what it is. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start off with this. My first person should be coming up shortly. I'm gonna send her a text and in hopes that she will have time. Hold on a second. I don't know what the hell happened. Okay, styles. Boom. There we go. Okay. First guest coming up in the queue is my little cousin, Bella. Bella, you are on mute. You are on mute.
My bad. I was washing my hands.
Washing your ass. It's okay, guys. All right. You're my first guest up here, and I don't want to keep you for very long.
Okay.
So, have you heard any bad news lately as
No.
far as the Trump administration is concerned?
I've heard a lot of bad news. I don't
Did you
know.
know?
There's been a lot.
Yeah, did you hear about the files that were released?
Oh yeah, I was reading through some of them last night and this morning. Um,
Did
None of that stuff is surprising, but
you? It's surprising to me. Well, let me correct myself. The whole thing with the underage girl is not surprising at all. It's just the names. When you go down the list of names, you'd be surprised of what comes out of that list of names. One of them would happen to be Jay-Z. The other,
oh, Jay Z
surprising.
is not a surprise.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, if you really think about it, Jay Z was like 31 when he got with Beyonce, and she was like 18, 19. Like she was young, and that's not the first time that he's gotten like I don't know. I don't know about caught because I don't know. I wasn't there, but I guess that's not the first time there have been reports about him with underage people, especially considering how close he was to Diddy and all them people that were at the parties with them.
Interesting. But I mean, 18, 19, you're considered an adult, and plus you're in the music industry, so
You're an adult, but there's a difference in the mindset, the age, the mature. Like there's a difference in 18 and 31. Like you've lived a whole life in that span. And when you're 18, you're just figuring things out. But that's also, my personal opinion or whatever. I'm not really a
that is true.
fan of. He trapped Rihanna in a room
Okay,
when she
I
was
can see. I
16
can see to that.
to force her to sign that contract.
I heard about the whole Rihanna thing.
Let's see.
One Beyonce,
Patterns.
one Beyonce patterns. Patty, Patty, Patty.
Who's Patty? I said patterns.
No, no. Hear me. Patty LaBelle
Oh, Patti LaBelle. Shit. If Naomi Campbell was in it and Elvis Presley's daughter, honestly,
Lisa,
it's kind of hard to.
I don't give a damn about no damn Lisa Marie Presley. I
I'm
grew
just
up
saying. I'm
on
not gonna lie. That one, that one shocked me.
Ule
But
Shella
again, look at the pictures. Look at the people who party together.
Oh wow.
Leonardo DiCaprio. But I
Prince,
wasn't there, so
Prince,
it's all alleged or whatever.
Prince Andrews. Um, I mean the list goes on and on. Sammy Sosa, the list goes
Hmm.
on. Jamie
The list
Foxx.
goes on. I
Jamie
know
got
that's wild.
no wonder that Jamie was in the hospital for so long. They tried to kill him. They literally tried to kill him.
I wanted it.
And he comes back and does a special and starts spilling just enough beans. I'm like, wow. Okay. 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 So the thing that we were just talking about, the files that just got released, some of them were deleted,
Oh yeah, I
right?
saw that.
But there are those who have great resources, had contracted those, and
Oh
it's not
yeah,
looking
screenshot. That Wayback Machine is a nice tool.
well, you know more than most. You that is incredible. Let's see here. Oh, I did have that up. Oh, it doesn't want me to have it. Well, guess what? I'll just have this one. Um, Blank stated Epstein told the underage girl to give Black a back massage while Black was naked, stating another female gave Black a massage and he made her perform oral sex. Epstein made jokes about Black's uh, penis size. Black stated, or Blank stated that Black raped her numerous times and sex trafficked her, including at Epstein's. Black threatened to destroy her life and stated he has connection with the police. Clinton Blank stated she met Epstein through another victim who had traveled with Epstein and Clinton to Africa.
Yikes.
Howard Lugnis Simmons something reported that Lutnick made his money through po- uh, posy schemes and
Oh, Ponzi schemes.
Ponzi schemes and laundering. Lutney and Epstein were neighbors, and Epstein sold Lutney a house of 10 for $10, which was then sold for millions. Wait, gave this dude $10
He
that
probably
was
got
sold?
something else out the exchange other than just the house. That's usually how it goes.
Oh my God.
Yes, these
Smash
people are
it.
disgusting. But to be honest, a lot of the stuff that they're doing that is coming out in the Epstein files is stuff they've been
Hold
doing for
on.
centuries.
I didn't ask for you to speak. But what were you saying,
I
Bella?
don't care. Oh, you're talking to your thing.
Or nothing.
I said, a lot of the stuff that's coming out in the files is stuff they've been doing for centuries. Like this, it's new, but it's not new. It's just newly public information. Made no sense.
So is this alleged, or is this actually real in your opinion?
The stuff that they did in the files.
Mm-hmm. There's a
Honestly, I
lot
don't
of
put it
there's a
past
lot of
any
freaking files.
single. I don't put it past any of them, like to not have done that. Like I don't doubt majority of stuff in the files. Because again, it's stuff that they have done before that's been documented. They've eaten children before. They've killed babies before. They've killed and trafficked young people and enslaved people for years, like centuries. It's not new stuff. It's just we are being, I
Just
guess,
now catching
it's
up.
just coming out, right? Like,
It's
yeah.
just now coming out.
Which is why it's important to know your history, because if you know your history and you know the past, then you see these cycles and you understand how these things happen and how it becomes less and less of a surprise.
That is freaking crazy. No, Lisa, you're not late. You're not late at all. As a matter of fact, you're just right on time. Right on time. Now, for all the kids in the room who don't like violence or don't like gory things or don't like sexist things, would be in your best interest to leave now.
Maybe you're just erasing a line. You think we won't notice it, but that line is worth noticing. So there are 3 million more pages that are yet to be released. They're claiming, though, the DOJ is saying, no, we've released everything. We're done. We've now fulfilled our obligation used by Epstein. And there was, we have is what we have. But let me just show you the documents that they deleted, because we have them. Now, be forewarned, I'm going to read some of these to you, and they are not good. This is not good. Some of the things that are uh, the accusations in here. One accusation reported an unidentified female friend who was forced to perform. Friend allegedly bit President Trump while performing oral sex. The friend was alleged she was approximately 13 to 14 years old when this occurred, and the friend allegedly bit President Trump while performing oral sex. The friend was allegedly hit in the face after she laughed about biting President Trump. The friend said she was all.
He's in deep shit.
If they do something about it, there's so many people implicated in it that they might not even do anything. It's been covered up for so long already.
But why would but my point is, why would anybody want to support this? Because if it were Obama per se, people would be up in arms and be like, let's get this person out of here. Let's get this nigger out of here.
Well, yeah, but that's because black people can't get away with the same thing that white people can get away with.
Because they don't have the power or the resources. But if we had power and
No.
resources,
And
that would be a whole different tune. But
right.
somehow, for some odd, strange reason, we just don't seem to get the message. I don't get it at all.
Yo,
Why we
it
can't
looked
get the
bad.
message?
And honestly, they had to release these now, but they were supposed to have attacked Iran last night. These were supposed to have come out the same time they attacked Iran. Like, we're supposed to be in a war
Right.
with Iran. Well, not we, but America, United States,
Every
the corporation is supposed to be in a war with Iran right now. But they had to pull back because they weren't ready to go to war with Iran, because Iran would have smacked them. If they'd attacked Iran that day when they wanted to last week, they wanted to attack Iran last week. And because they weren't in position and they didn't have the artillery there in position yet, they still won't have enough. Iran has been preparing for a war with America for like 30, 40 years. So these niggas, they've been ready.
This is a distraction. Nothing but a distraction
Hell
to
yeah. Everything's a
release.
distraction.
Yeah. Because if this were, I wish he were to come out a little bit early, but apparently he started a whole war. He started a whole vengeful tour, not only for the Nobel Peace Prize, which he didn't win, but he is in trouble.
Oh yeah. If he doesn't find a way to stay in office forever, he's like, there's no way that something doesn't happen to him, like prison time or something.
How does he stay in office after all this?
Well,
How?
it's not
Immunity?
necessarily. I mean, if you listen to, I don't know, not to say that this is an official plan or this is even completely 100% factual, but if you listen to some things like interviews and stuff that I don't know if it's Steve Bannon I was watching. I don't remember who I was watching talk, but it was somebody that was close to Trump, and he was talking about how I mean, they're always talking, so you can take it with a grain of salt or grain of sand, but they're always talking about if we don't win this next election, if there's no next election, then we're all going down. And even though a lot of stuff they say is like, haha, like, yeah, he's going to go for a third term or haha, he's going to bomb another country, there is truth in the jokes and the stuff that we laugh off that he says.
What did you tell me last week about him possibly pausing the election per se? Because I
What
remember
do you
you
mean?
telling me
Like, well,
you
in
told
like I don't even remember. I think I said something about like, I don't know. It's always starts with like they have to push off an election or like something interferes with an election. So it starts with like, oh, we are going to move the election date and then we'll reschedule the election and then we're going to keep rescheduling it. And in all them other countries that started falling, they push it back and push it back and then there's no election. And in America, because we have elections and we have the system set up, you can't do that. But everything that Donald Trump has done is to test the limits of how far he can go. And he's been able to get away with a lot of bullshit.
oh he was trying to cancel the midterms. Oh,
I'm not
there's
even,
all
yeah. I'm really talking about 2028 when he's really out of office. But the midterms is a pivotal point because if enough people get out and vote, then the midterms and a lot of the swing seats can switch the makeup of Congress. And if the makeup of Congress gets switched, then a lot of people with Trump are potentially going down because, the
done,
people who will have
done.
the power will be the ones doing the hearings and the cases, kind of like it was when Biden won.
So that would mean Pam would be gone, Mattel would be gone, uh freaking
It's, yeah. What's her name? Christy? Hopefully. Christy needs to
Chrissy Noble would
go.
be definitely gone.
What's the short dude? Who Stephen Miller? Is
I
that the
don't
one?
I never I've heard Steve Miller's name once. I've heard his name one time. But I was gonna say as soon as you I was gonna say it, you pointed it out. Another Texas Senate seat went to the Democrats yesterday. So
I saw that.
that's a plus. That is a plus. We have all. long way to go, but people are starting to wake up to this stuff. But you have two specific sides who, in the side that I'm worried the most, are the delusional ones. They think just because gas prices are down, then Donald Trump is safe. But we are promoting at that point great assault, molestation, murder, kidnapping, all these things in
Hmm.
one president. And did you hear about the things he said about his own daughter?
Oh yeah. My dad talks about that. He's like, "Why would you support a man that talks about his daughter like that? Just nasty." Like oh my god, he is so vile. But a lot of men only see women as objects and sexual beings. So even their own children, it's not out of the normal for them to. Not, I shouldn't say out of the normal because that's absolutely fucking disgusting. But like, it's not completely unusual.
Oh yeah, before I forget, don't forget to support Jasmine Crockett for U.S. Senate. And
Yes,
I did say I will tell the truth since all you women are here. I did not vote for Kamala Harris. Yes, I
you
said it.
women is crazy.
But since people want to test my steel, I will be voting for her as president of the United States. Just to see the look on the men's faces. It I'm so glad you're not even in this space. I'm so glad you're not even in the sector. I'm so glad you don't even do this. Because the very thing, Barb, you knew that. You knew that already. So don't even give me that look. But the irony, the irrigated gall of these individuals that say that women don't have a place in life, don't have a position in life, it kind of takes me a drawback because I work underneath three supervisors. One of them's a female. I have no problems with working underneath a female. We have no issues. What's the difference between working with your boss at work and dealing with a madam president? Are you afraid to call him madam? Are you afraid that they don't have the smarts, the wits, the know how? I'm just trying to figure out why you're so sexist in thinking that a madam president can't do as better as a male president. Don't you think it's about time for a change?
To be clear, all wars have been started by men. No, I'm just playing. But no, for real.
No, 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 no. You're right. You are absolutely right. Absolutely right. But if I were to say that, I'm deemed a not a picnic. What you call them?
What do they call y'all, simps?
Simps. How do you know? How do you know? How did you know all that?
Oh my
How
gosh,
do you know
you'd be
all that?
surprised.
How the fuck do you know all that shit? Oh my god. Yes, I'm deemed a simp. A beta because I don't know any better. And the world was created by man. I was like, yeah, it's also destroyed by him too. World War One, World War Two, the Civil War, um, mass destruction over I forgot what it was. War, the Twin Towers. I mean, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I mean, you name it. Then there's but then they have a counter reaction. They have a counter reaction saying that women kill the most babies. I said it might be true in some sense, but who is the one who is partially responsible for getting them pregnant?
I was just about to say, because if we're about to get into an abortion debate, please, I can't. I can't. Anybody that's pro life, if they're not out there trying to foster kids and fix our foster system and change our adoption system, I don't want to hear it. You are not pro life. I
I
don't care.
didn't say abortion. You said abortion. I didn't say that.
That's where
I don't even know. Listen, did I tell you I was both pro life and pro choice?
I didn't say you
I
were
ain't
one or
tell you.
the other. I'm just saying in the realm of debating of roles and
So
parts and pieces and
I love babies. I have two. You met them. If she were to get pregnant one day and she were to come to me and say, Dad,
Kendrick Lamar just
he,
won a
my
Grammy.
boyfriend, hopefully husband, my boyfriend came up to me and did whoopty whoopty whoop to me, and I saw marks on either on her face or here or there, and I don't feel comfortable with this man. Obviously, as a father, I had to deal with the situation, right? But if she were to be great by that man, she has every right to either keep the child or not keep the child. That would be up to her. Now, what I would suggest is adoption. If you feel the need that you feel some type of way about the child, then you can put the child up for adoption. That would be suggested. But as women say, and I do agree, my body, my choice. Just I would prefer to console with the person who partially puts you in position in the first place. Agree or disagree?
You asking me if I agree or disagree?
Did I lose her?
Can you hear me?
Bell,
You can't hear me?
Bella,
What about now?
Bell. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
talking. Why can't you hear?
yeah, I can barely hear you. Yeah, go out and come back.
Where's my Wi-Fi?
Or you call? Am I calling in tonight? No, I don't think you and I'm calling in anyway. But let's continue.
And you going over to their house? You coming to my home field, nigga? I've been preparing for a war for you
She's so
for 40 goddamn
Right.
years.
damn.
And you trying to tell me, nigga, now at this point in time for 40 years, I've been preparing for a war. Now you coming to my
Wait,
to my
was me.
home court? My
Oh
home court?
damn!
And the forces over there,
That
which
was
is still
me.
not going to be good enough. So it was supposed they were trying to time it all. They didn't want this to come out during they didn't want this to come out with no other cover story.
Yeah, come
There's
on.
supposed to be a bigger cover story on this, and it messed up.
Yeah, come on.
What'd you go? Hearsay. You saying it's
Yeah,
hearsay?
come on up. I gave you the link already.
It's in these files. I don't know, it's in these files, but appreciate you. Thank you, Preston Davis.
Did you hear everything that I said? That was my fault. That was my fault. My mic went out. But did you hear everything that I stated? You're on mute.
Oh, my bad. What you talking about?
You didn't hear a word I just said.
I heard the last guy that was talking.
Okay, what I stated was if, say, my daughter got pregnant
Oh,
by
I heard that.
somebody, if I, yeah, okay. If my daughter got pregnant by somebody and he was beating on her or she got raped, that would be the only specific time I would say. Now, if you would make the choice to, have an abortion or whatnot, that would be your decision. I would prefer you put her up for adoption. Agree to disagree.
Um, I mean, for that to
Agree
be the
or
only option, I disagree. But that's because I don't think you really need to have a reason. Like some people just don't want to have kids. But if you're out here fucking, you know, it's a chance it's gonna happen. But the whole thing about being pro-choice is that it's not really up for anyone else to decide except for the people involved that made the baby.
Mhm.
And I feel like you can't really approve one way or the other because if your child just happened to get knocked up by a boyfriend who was talking to her crazy and she didn't want to keep the child, she shouldn't have to keep the child. And if you want her to give it up for adoption, that's nice and all, but our adoption system isn't great. Most children that get put up for adoption wind up in the foster care system, and our foster system is shit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that at all. Uh, 10
So that's
million.
why, giving a baby up for adoption, it's nice and it's great, but you can't always guarantee everything. And you don't always know either.
True, because there are some people from the LBGT community are adopting black children and not black folks in particular. So, but I mean, that's just me.
For the
But
for the
we
uh the cash app we are at. Hey, come on, everybody.
Holes like the other cunts. Complainant claims to have video of high-profile sex parties, dealings with cartels, and having witnessed Robin Leach strangle a young girl to death at a party. That's a name I haven't heard in these Epstein files before. Maybe you have, but I haven't heard Robin Leach named. Here's another one. Sorry, these are very graphic and terrible, but this is what the DOJ released and then deleted. Complainant reported his ex-girlfriends redacted were victims of Epstein's.
Why would they release it and then delete it if it ain't real? First off, there's way too many corroborating stories. You talking about
My
3
question is,
million files,
if
and
this is
all of
what
them
they
talking about him
released
did
and deleted,
some fuck shit. We already seen the Big Bubba ball guard, the goat. We seen that.
Say it again. What'd you say? Oh Lord, come on, man.
mm, I just know whatever they haven't released in the files is
Oh my
worse than what
God.
they've already released. So what are they hiding?
What I just stated earlier. There's no other explanation. Although Trump did say, out of anger, release the files, release the files. We ain't got nothing to hide. You did something to them.
It's because they redacted them terribly.
Terribly.
Did you see them trying to redact it and people were going and taking it on PDFs and whatever and taking the redacted black lines off because they didn't do it right?
Well, obviously they didn't do a good job of it because this lady is cooking. Obviously. Obviously.
We thought we seen what happened to the damn limo driver chick. who they supposedly took down, him and Epstein took down, and she was gonna go tell somebody, and apparently, she met Grimm. Anybody seen the show Grimm? I've been watching Grimm this week. Grimm is my shit. He's a Grimm. If you ain't even watched Grimm, do yourself a favor and watch Grimm. I'll put you on the 2 dope ass shows. One last week was Banshee. Grimm is another hell of a show. But Grimm, that motherfucker was snap. This nigga was a head cutter. And apparently that's what happened to her. She was going to go tell what happened with Epstein and Trump, and she met Grimm. They called a Grimm on her. That's where you get. Man, are you kidding me? This is
Clinton's ex-girlfriend, redacted, told complainant Trump raped her, as did Epstein. Caller is talking about crimes committed against. So here's another one. They said also, by the way, voicemail left, no response. Caller is talking about crimes committed against her. She claims to be a prisoner. She references Lisa Marie Presley, the British royal family, President Trump, and Jeffrey Epstein. Now, that all would sound like a conspiracy theory. If somebody called them, there's like a sex trafficking thing going on. It involves the British royal family and Lisa Marie Presley and President Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. People would be like, wow, you are off your rocker. Fast forward now, we got all, there's Prince Andrew. Now, we got all these photos and whatnot. It's kind of like all these things that people were claiming are starting to look a little bit more verifiable. I'll read you a couple more. Complainant followed up after a call with New York.
Are you that naive? If the girl wasn't his daughter, he'd be dating her. Oops. Where you at?
Ivanka Trump and Eric Trump were there. Attorney Alan Dershowitz was also there with attorney Bob Shapiro.
Whoa.
Jeffrey Epstein would bring the children. Here's another one. Donald Trump, the president, had parties at Mar-a-Lago called Calendar Girls. Jeffrey Epstein would bring the children in and Trump would auction them off. He measured the children's vaginas by entering a finger and rated the children. And the guests were elder men and included Elon Musk, Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, and Eric Trump were there. Attorney Alan Dershowitz was also there with attorney Bob Shapiro. We were taken in rooms, forced to give oral sex to Donald Trump, forced to allow them to penetrate us. I was 13 years old when Donald Trump raped me. Ghislaine Maxwell was also present.
He's in trouble. He's in trouble.
We'll see.
Somebody's gonna have to get this to somebody. That's the reason
is already
why.
locked up. Epstein was
That
locked
is
up.
the reason why people are so they are so freaking afraid that they're trying to shut down the First Amendment, which you can't do that.
No, but he's putting he's putting the amendments against each other.
He's what?
He's pitting it so that we have to choose which of our amendments we want to protect. Like out of the First Amendment, freedom of press, freedom of religion, freedom of speech. He's infringing on all of them and trying to make it so that we have to decide which ones are important. Is it our freedom of religion? Is it our freedom of the press? Is it our freedom of the speech?
In other words, keeping one and getting rid of the other.
Right. Not even trying to, I don't even know about get rid of, but like how how they are pitting all the people against each other, how they're dividing us individually and trying to isolate us.
They can't do that.
Well, they can't do a lot of things that they've already done. So, every time I say they can't do that, it's like, well.
Yeah, you sound just like your mom when you said that. He can't do anything. Look, God damn it. I'm saying he can't do that. Under the guise of the protection of the law. Congress and the Senate, people who have written the Constitution, and quite apparently I'm not a good fan of them because most of them were slave owners.
Right.
Right.
I mean, that was 250 years ago. The Constitution that was written originally is not like supposed to be the exact same document that's governing us now. Like we're supposed to edit it and review it and have it evolve with the times and with us and how we evolve as society, but we don't do that. We haven't done that. We've added to it, which is nice, but we've
added
gone
a
back
lot
and
of things.
refined things and clarified. There's a lot of things that need to be clarified. There's a lot of things you can get away with. There's a lot of confusion. Everybody has different opinions because everybody has to interpret it different ways. Everybody learns it differently.
This is nuts.
Yo. Now you see why Elon has been ball gargling the goddamn Khazarians. They took that fool over to Israel and showed him, nigga, we got your Epstein tapes, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
We got your fucking Epstein tapes, Elon, bitch. You better fucking start censoring speech about the Khazarians on X, motherfucker. You understand? And then I showed you the video about a week or a couple weeks ago, how you can criticize every race on X except for you can ask X to create a picture of a burning flag of every other country except Israel. So now we know why, because Elon bitch ass is in these damn files. And then he got the nerve to come out and say Trump is in the goddamn files. He got the nerve to come out and say Trump is in the files. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. Take that to the bank. When he are a ball lodged. What is it? Boule, where $95 for the.
A couple of years later, caller saw Colette at the Cheetah Club in New York.
Now hold up. Or a ball lodged in his in his throat. Niggas.
Listen to this is the part where I start crying. This is the part where I start crying.
Gasping for air with a ball lodged in his throat.
All right, here's another one. In 2004 to 2005, Sir Ivan Wiltzig hosted a party where Jeffrey Epstein, Sammy Sosa, and Donald Trump were in attendance. Patti LaBelle's PR agent stood at the door. At the party, caller met an individual who was approximately 18 to 23 years of age, who was brought from Oklahoma for a modeling job, but then sold to a man in France.
Patty.
Hey, they said Patty's PR.
But you're in hell. You're at the devil's den. Eating the devil's food. Why do I have to hear your name? And we just talked about Jamie Foxx earlier.
Mm-hmm. It's a whole lot of people whose names that are in there that still aren't out yet.
And I would not be shocked if you heard any name coming from the Supreme Court justice. I would not be shocked. We're not even halfway done. Not even halfway done. And there's just too many names. And possibly maybe Obama might be on this list. Maybe. I don't know.
That's what they said. I'm torn on that.
You are?
I mean, like, because, once you get in certain positions of power and you get to that, like, realm and that status and you get that sense of power and stuff, it's hard for people to, I don't know, I guess, stick to their morals and stuff. Like, they're like, okay, I can have a little dibble of this and a little dab of that. But, I kind of like Obama, so I hope he's not in it. But I also wouldn't be completely surprised. I'm like, anyone that's in it isn't really completely surprising. Like, anyone in that global celebrity, like, high elite politician sphere, because they're all connected. Like, it's a whole class that we are not a part of. Like, we're not privy to a lot of the stuff that they do. Prime example, everything they've been doing.
Why didn't he?
But I don't want to slander Obama's name.
Too
That's
late,
my
you just
dog.
did.
I didn't
Too
slander
late.
it. I just said I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, look,
That's
I
not
voted
slander.
for him twice. Hey, I voted for him twice. Get there. I have the right to say what I have the right to say it. I voted for him
But if
twice.
Obama was a part of it, don't you think it would have came out? Because they tore him apart for everything he did.
Yeah, I know.
So
But the
he probably wasn't. And Michelle, she looked
the
like she got him
mo-
on lock. She's not playing like that.
the shim, you, that's what
What the
they
fuck is a
called her.
shim? They're
A cross
so
between a
see,
man and a woman.
that's so sick. All because that lady
I
worked out in
didn't.
the
It
gym.
didn't come from me. It came from them. I didn't call her
Right.
that. I actually like her. I actually hoped that she was going to run one of these days, but she was like,
She's not gonna
"Nah,
do that
y'all ain't
shit.
ready for a female. Y'all ain't ready for a woman. Y'all are not
Literally.
ready for a woman."
They've had how many chances?
Between Hillary, that's the only person I know.
Shirley Chisholm ran for president. I think she was the
Who?
first black woman to run for president. Shirley Chisholm. I think she
Is
ran
she
in
right?
1972, I want to say. I could be wrong. She
I
didn't
know
win,
her.
of course, but
They weren't gonna allow her to freaking win.
and what's her name? Well, actually she didn't run for president. She ran for vice president with Mondale. I was gonna say Geraldine Ferraro.
What are you talking about? Like
I'm
is
talking about women
trying.
that ran for
Not not
office.
not you. Not you.
Oh, you talking
Not
about
you.
your chat?
Is it Locke is trying to poke fun at me because he knows I don't like this that disparity or whatever the word is talking about the LGBTQ Q plus community. I'm like, how did that come
Who's
about?
disparaging it?
I'm like, listen, they do what they do. As far as him is concerned, I forgot to make my point. Here's it. Here's the thing. This dude has got to go. Can we all agree? Can we all agree that this person has to go? Can we all agree? I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement. Can we agree that this buffoon and the rest of these buffoons got to go?
Yeah, are they gonna do it?
They better. Let me introduce someone. Lisa, welcome to the stage. What is your take on this subject?
I didn't actually hear it all. I was coming up.
We were just going over. Wow, these particular files were deleted. I was looking through them myself, and
Mm-hmm,
it was just what I wasn't looking for until somebody said
hmm
these were the particular files that were deleted, and I said, why did they delete the files? And I now know why.
hmm Well, just to back up a little bit, I don't think Obama's in the files. And the reason I don't think he's in the files, not because, he's, so righteous and, that's my guy, but he's not rich enough. You have to realize these were billionaires going there. Nobody, nobody below a billion was going to the island. Think about it. Everybody was rich and well known. Back then, Obama was not well known. When he was
Uh,
in the Senate in Chicago, prior to running for office. So,
You're right.
any, anyone that would be in there has to be rich, filthy rich. That's the whole, and successful or well known. That's why it has to be a secret. And if you think about it, Trump stated to Marjorie Taylor Greene that he needed to protect his friends. Obama will never be his friend. And if he could out Obama, that would be the first name he pull out.
I
So
uh,
what
I
I
think
didn't
that's
look
true.
at it that way.
That's
But
why I
now,
was like, yeah, I think you're right.
Well, the other thing we know as well is that nobody of color pretty much is going to be on that list as well, because we know how Trump is. You think about, I have yet to see anybody of color standing up with him at any type of camera viewing, any type of situation. So, even if it wasn't Obama and say it was someone that was of color, that was rich, Trump would love to sock it to him. Really. These are people like, Prince Andrew, maybe some of the Qatar type of people from Dubai, really, really, like Bill Clinton doesn't want to come and testify. That's something that I'm actually really kind of having a problem with, because you know what happened last week, right?
do tell.
Okay. Congress wanted Bill and Hillary, or actually, they were subpoenaed to come
Mm-hmm.
before Congress, and they did not. And, personally, I'm so sick and tired of these people being able to ignore federal congressional subpoenas. I mean, if I ignore a subpoena, I'm going to jail. And so when these people keep saying nobody's above the law, just stop. Just stop. Because it's not just Trump. Like I said, look at because it wasn't just Bill, it was Hillary as well, because, Bill is in there. His name is in there because it's already been made known that he was going to the island. And then he said, well, I only dealt with Epstein for about 10 years. And I personally can't see anyone associating themselves with someone that they disagree with their lifestyle. If you're not down with it, how could you possibly go back to the island if you went once? If you did not know what went on at the island, why would you need to go there? What is that?
That's my list, and I'm not
Ah,
even done with the list.
oh, okay.
Jay Z, Jay Z's name, Jay Z, Prince
Mhm.
Andrews, Patty, Patty LaBelle,
What?
Patty. Yeah.
Patty? Why Patty?
No,
He said Patty because they said Patty's PR person was at one of the things.
Once again, those are diversions away from the people they really don't want you looking at. I think when they start saying names like Patty and Obama, they want people to start questioning their morals. Like I said, the ultra filthy rich were going. Like, for instance, I can see Vince McMahon or Linda McMahon being there too.
Yep,
But of
yep.
course, if they think of stuff like this, they're not going to point that out because it defeats their narrative. And
What do you think about Jay Z? Because he's a billionaire.
he's a billionaire
There's
now.
only
You have to think about, this didn't just start in 2016. This goes way back. The files, they're not just about this century. It was last century. This started back around, I believe, the 80s. I don't think
Eddie's name.
anyone like Diddy or Jay-Z would be there because, like I said, when did they become billionaires? Think about it. How long
I
have
don't
they
think
been
it was.
billionaires?
I do think
It
it was
wasn't that long.
exclusive to billionaires, but there were also a lot of people that went because they knew it was a door open to them. So, if you go to a party and you do this little thing, then you have an opportunity to star in a movie. You have an opportunity to sign with a record. Even though I don't think they were in it from the jump, and I'm not saying they were in it either way. I'm just saying with the patterns they be doing and the people they be hanging out with, it wouldn't be completely surprising to see them in it. But not
I,
necessarily, maybe not on the island, but partying with them is the same as going to the island in some respects because they were doing these things that they were doing on the island all over the planet. But that's not I'm not trying to dog out the black people because they always trying to make the black people go down first. Like that's always who they go after, and that's always who falls first. Because who was supporting Diddy the whole time? Clive Davis. But what happened to him? Nothing. And now
I thought
Diddy's
I
locked up.
thought that I thought that Trump was supposed to pardon Diddy. What up with that?
Well, I mean, that wasn't going to happen. Trump does not like people of color. It's just that simple. Like
Mm-mm.
I was pointing out earlier, in his
It's
cabinet,
strategic.
he has no one. You've never seen anyone up there at any press conference, at any function with someone black, period. He does not like black people. We know what it is. So, because look at it like this. You mean to tell me that Trump and his staff could not find one highly qualified black person, male or female, to get a position in his cabinet? Come on. I mean, it's just like, say, Condoleezza Rice. You have a lot, just like, when we get black chief justices. So it's not because they're not people qualified. So what does that leave you with? If it's not
I
because of
think
the
he doesn't like.
qualification,
I definitely agree that he doesn't like black people, but I think that he knows how to use people of color to
I
make a
agree.
point and to get what he wants. Like, I don't think he supported. Well, I don't know. Omarosa was on The Apprentice with him, so maybe they had a little friendship or whatever. But like,
Don't forget Safety
even with
Dash.
like Nicki Minaj and stuff, like he doesn't like Nicki Minaj. He doesn't respect her, and he didn't even talk about her until she started supporting him after he bombed Nigeria and all that. But all of a sudden, now she's MAGA, 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 and she's on stage for him. But he doesn't like black people, and we know he doesn't like black people.
I
But
agree.
he'll
I
do
think
things like
that
pardoning people
I agree. I think that he uses people
hmm
uh to serve his narrative, like Kanye. You know,
for
if
sure.
they serve his agenda and he can use them, so be it. But he quickly tosses them to the side
Absolutely.
because I'm gonna tell you something. If he was down with Diddy, Diddy would have never been convicted.
Hmm.
I'm just saying.
Man, Lord have
Remember,
mercy.
Trump is going to look out for his friends, his filthy, ultra billionaire friends. You think about it, what happened with Diddy. I'm not condoning anything that was stated he did, but why wasn't Diddy given a bond? Hmm? Who do you know that could have been arrested that did not get a bond for that long a period of time? And I personally knew after the verdict, when they asked for a bond and the judge denied it, I already knew that he was going to do some time because otherwise, Why wouldn't you give him a bond? Oh, because you don't like the things that you heard. And like I said, I'm not condoning, I'm just pointing out the difference in us and them. How there's always a different set of rules for us, unless you're one of the good old boys. And still, when you're a good old boy, it's use you and throw you away.
Why can't we have people like Norway or Sweden? Why do we have to have people from shithole countries? Why have people?
Let me ask you
Why?
something. Let me
Mhm.
ask you something. Um, why would Trump have Don Lemon arrested under the KK Act of 1871? Why would he use that?
God dang it! When I was gonna freak it, I had it right there, and I was gonna click the damn link, but I had other things I was looking at. KKK
Hmm.
of KKK of what year was it?
1871.
71. God dang it! I don't.
He
To be
knew good
perfectly
and well this is,
honest,
an act that was used to combat violence against African Americans and Republicans. So why would you go there? You could have found something else to make up a bogus charge. I'm just reiterating the black thing, how he is about black people.
Oh yeah.
He shows it in
but
so many ways. If you pay attention, a leopard doesn't change its spots.
no.
I don't care how good you are, things are going to seep
Keep
out
out
the
the
truth.
truth.
Somebody that's echoing. But I get it. I totally get it. But the only thing I can get out of that Don Lemon situation, and that was real strange, was free speech. That's the only thing I got out of it.
Free speech, freedom of the press, technically freedom of religion. That's what I mean by they're pitting them against each other.
Well, it definitely was selective.
It
That
All
was.
part,
these,
It was.
yeah,
that part was
all these other
confusing.
reporters that you
Right.
see and hear about that go to all these places, interview these people, say whatever, invoke their right to say anything they want. I mean, this is
I
why,
just
like I said, he used the KK Act to have him arrested.
wait a minute. Now you know what? Now it just hit me. I'm sure everybody knows the part where he stated that civil rights was racist towards white folks. Now I know where he got that from. So now
And you
he's
know what?
reversing it.
Do you know what Trump just did with Don Lemon?
He did a reverse racism on his ass.
Oh, no, I don't mean in that way. What he just did made Don Lemon a martyr. It made him, his
Hmm.
funds will increase now. He's going to make a lot of money and his following is going to increase. If you think about it, anything controversial does several things. Like I said, Don Lemon's a martyr now. People are going to start watching his lives and listening at him and joining his channel and subscribing. Watch what I tell you. He's going to blow up for real.
You know, try to make him the face of a movement.
Exactly. And see, these are the things
Now, is
that
that
they
going to
expect.
that? Is that helping or hurting? Is it?
Well, when you're a martyr, it helps. It helps Don's narrative. It makes people get behind him. People would actually, if it came to it, get behind him and protest. There are going to be people that will be discussing this. So I personally think it's going to help Don.
But it also might destroy him in the end too.
How so?
Possibly. Think about
I don't think
any
so.
other. Well, think about any other person who was in his position,
The
and
difference, go ahead.
I'm just jumping ahead and thinking of the people who were before him. Possibly, maybe, what
Oh, I
possibly he might be a
understand.
whistleblower.
I
Possibly,
understand the point you're making, but you have to look at what is really the difference. The difference is it's not like Don Lemon is someone who wasn't known. He's just an everyday black gay man. No, he is well known because what? He was an anchor with his own show at
yes, he
CNN.
was.
So people know who he is. And people who liked him and felt for whatever reason he was wrong when he was let go, those people, it's much easier for people to get behind and support someone they feel like they already know, or they know the persona that is shown to us, the public. Just look at look at what's going on in Minnesota and in other states
Too much
behind the
shit's
shootings.
happening.
And yeah, so I mean, you think about like now, people are talking about what happened to Don. It's a big hot thing. It's everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I never
For
understood,
him to
but
talk since he
I,
got out.
say that again.
I said they've been waiting for him to talk.
Ain't he still in court?
He got out.
Mhm.
I think he did a press conference when he got out.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I know they were talking about he was going to talk, but what only thing that I know for a fact that I saw, he was saying that he will not stop. He's not afraid of Trump, and Trump will not stop him. And that's what I mean by a martyr. When people stand up, especially to a president, one individual person saying, look, you don't scare me. He said that he was going to continue to do what he's done for the past 30 years.
So should
He
we
is,
get behind? So should we get behind a person like this? What?
well, I'm just going to tell you, I have not watched it and I don't know exactly what it was he allegedly did. I've just heard little bits and pieces that he was outside some church. The allegations or the reasons for arresting him, either he was a rioter
They
or he was
were they claimed that they interrupted a church service, and they
okay.
were inside of the church, and they were, I don't know if they were like marching and parading or
They
singing. I
had
don't
Uh-huh.
remember what they were doing, but they were doing
supposedly
something
a
in the
like,
church.
Hmm.
And
yeah.
a lot of people have been questioning if, because you can't go into churches and really protest or anything, but they were questioning if it was a church service that they were interrupting.
Hmm.
Because I think the law specifies if it's a church service or just in a church, or if it was just a
Hmm.
group of people gathering in a church and they went and interrupted what was going on.
And
But
you got some.
don't you think that it makes a big statement when the president of the United States, I could see if it was covered by a local news station or a
Mm-hmm.
cable news station that were saying we had a person blase and blase, or, former anchor Don Lemon blase blase. In order, you think either someone is a double agent and telling the president what's going on, because that was fast. You know what I'm saying? It was fast. They got that indictment, the arrest warrant. I mean, they had to do a true bill first in order
Oh,
to
and by the
arrest
way,
him.
but before I forget, the boy uh Lam, Alam, I think that's the boy's name. He
Hmm.
got released. He got
Oh, the
released along
little.
with his dad. Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
I saw that.
like
So to
should have.
answer your question, I don't know whether to get behind him or not because I'm not sure of the facts. I've heard very little and I'm just not sure of what he was doing, or is he, hiding behind the First Amendment and journalism because he was doing something else? I'm not sure. Uh, like she was saying, he really hasn't given an interview that I'm aware of or I've seen stating exactly what it was he was doing and how it happened, how the breakdown. Because they were
Okay.
supposedly filming. So I mean, I do know that ICE, we all know they have a problem with people filming because what? They don't want people catching them in the middle of doing their dirt. So they get angry when people are filming and catching them. But I don't see
You're
why
right.
you would go to a church. I'm not getting that part unless, hypothetically, let's just say, what if the church was being a sanctuary for some people ICE wanted to get to, or Don knew that there were people in there that they were protecting? Maybe he wanted to interview them or something. I mean, I'm just saying
That's
hypothetically.
part of what the question is, if Don was there in his capacity as a journalist or if he was there
Hmm.
as a protester. Because if he was there
Hmm.
as a journalist, then he wasn't there necessarily to
Right.
disrupt everything. That's not what, he was there for. So you can't, I don't know. It's so messy and it's
And
all
did you see what Barb said? This just reiterates what I said. She said he had 40,000 live viewers in his chat yesterday. I've watched Don and I tune in from
hmm
time to time. He 40,000 in a live?
and
Come
that's
on. That's what I mean by a martyr, and he's people are the money's gonna roll in. I mean, Trump just elevated him. That's what he did. You
Just
can
like
see that
Jimmy,
just goes to show you how
just like
negative
Jimmy,
can be a positive. I
just
can't
like
hear
Jimmy
you.
Kimmel. I said just like Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
much.
He wasn't the only journalist that was arrested there either. And
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't help that the White House literally photoshopped a picture of one of the women that they arrested and then posted it on their social media.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I did see. I'm not sure. Oh, I know who she was with. Like you said, they arrested another a lady. She was in a vehicle driving, and they were telling her to get out, and she's like, "I'm not getting out. I'm not getting out." And they forcefully took her out. She was like, "I'm not doing anything," but she was filming. And I think when they know that they're being filmed doing something that cannot be overlooked, that there is no if, and, buts, and maybes, that's when they go on the attack mode, the pet bull mode.
Mm-hmm. Well, there were a whole bunch of pit bulls the other day when they tackled Purdy. Well, this is what they like to do. They like to pick and choose, right? So they
Mm-hmm.
chose a video that was 11 days old and stating that he kicked a car, which he kicked the agent's truck, which he did, and I think spit at them or something. And then of course they got out the car and they didn't harass him much. But 11 days later, he was defending not one woman but two women. He got pepper sprayed and continued to get pepper sprayed. Then they mobbed him, mollywopped him a little bit, took his gun. The gun went off. His gun went off when the agent grabbed his gun, and that's when 9 bullets entered into him center mass. And this is why I started telling. I asked this person. I said, was the shooting justified? And most conservatives, they always go far left, far right. I stay center here. Was the shooting justified? I can't give you that answer because I wasn't there. Everybody's seen the video. It was from two angles. You could see it from when all the ICE agents were mollywopping him, and then you can see with the back where the lady was filming, and you can see in slow motion the agent taking the gun away from him. He was defenseless. He shouldn't have touched him. He did. He was reacting to a reaction when he was constantly being pepper sprayed. He had a gun.
Well,
He has a right to have a gun.
well, yeah, he had a license, so I mean, he definitely had the right. My thing is that they were going after. He jumped in front of the lady. But my issue is this: why is it that any time we have shootings and things of that nature, why should it took that many men? We're talking about men for one solitary man. Like I said, they remind me of a pack of dogs attacking something. I mean, I don't know how many, there were, but way too many. It should not have taken that many to subdue one man. And like you said, once the threat of the gun was neutralized, that should have been the end of that portion of it. If they wanted, to handcuff him or detain him, okay, that's one thing. My other thing is, what's with the overkill? How
Because they
come when we have these shootings, you don't shoot to maim, you shoot to kill? I mean, to stop a person, you could shoot them in the arm, you could shoot them in the leg, you could shoot them in the foot. But it's never any of those things. It's always to take a life. Why?
Mm, mm. Well, they said that because he had a weapon on him in a peaceful protest, which it was peaceful. All they heard was a lady blowing her whistle, but they got physical with her. He They determined that he was the bigger danger, right? He was the bigger danger. He wasn't. He was.
Oh, where does he go,
He,
Lala?
she has finals, but
Oh,
that was
okay.
oh, she's back. She's
Okay.
back. But she had let me see. Who is this? Oh yeah, that's Bella. She's back. She's right here.
Okay.
But
I'm about
he
to
had,
leave in
like I
like 10
said, he
minutes.
was a threat because he had not one but two clips, right? So, but if you see it, he didn't have but just one clip. But there's nothing wrong with him having an extra clip. By the Second Amendment, you do have a right. If you have a CCW, which they clarified that he did have, he had a CCW, where he had a license to carry. He had a permit. He had a license to carry. But people are saying you don't take a gun to a peaceful rally. I'm like, now wait a minute.
That's
Wasn't
what they
it
say, except they take their guns to the rallies.
just like in Michigan
Just like in
when all the
Washington,
when all
D.C.,
the white
January
boys
6th, the most
were at the
peaceful rally.
Capitol? Uh huh. Right. Exactly.
Well, one thing about it is that federal law supersedes state law. And it is a federal law because it's the Second Amendment of the Constitution. You have the right to bear arms. It shouldn't matter. I mean, it's not about what type of gun he had or the clip, because as Bella just said, these people at the Capitol had high powered weapons and plenty of ammunition. And there are other people that do this all the time. There are people who brandish it. This is a cop out that Kristi Noem and Trump are using, because when you have a permit to carry, that's exactly what it means. You can carry it wherever you want to, whether it's to a rally, whether it's to church, wherever. Now, of course, common sense says you don't carry it to work where people can see it. But that's just some BLS. It's no different than, they were saying that she was a terrorist. This is just a lie that they use. And the sad thing about it is that people who don't pay attention, or people who Trump and others can dictate to them what they think and what they believe, instead of them thinking about it and assessing it for themselves, would know that couldn't possibly be correct.
That's the problem with the country, though. A lot of the country is uneducated and doesn't have the tools to read through this and see these things for themselves, which is why they fall for this stuff time and time again.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad.
I just wonder
Several
how
women were being
many people, my thing is, how many people is it going to take? And I'm going to tell you something. Trump's bearing himself. He can sit up and lie and deny something all he wants, but the American people are saying they don't care. They don't like what is being done. They don't like who it's being done to, whether it's immigrants or American citizens. And the thing that Trump knows, he knows that midterms are coming. And the only way that for them to win is for them to cheat, to do the things they're doing, the redistricting. They just sent federal agents up to Atlanta to get ballots from 2020. Why would you need ballots from 2020? Trump is aware, even though he comes out and says fake news and this about the polls, he knows the truth. Regardless of the lies that he tries to come out and tell people, he's well aware the way things are going now. Okay, a seat just turned blue in Iowa. It's the writing is on the wall. People are voting for Democrats because those who did vote for Trump, they thought Trump was talking about the other people. Those others, the farmers thought Trump was talking about those other people, not them. All of these different people thought, oh, that's not going to affect me. Yeah, that's going to affect those other people.
Like goons. That's what got them caught up.
Yeah.
auctioned, and a woman possibly known as Colette LNU was the madam. A couple of years later, callers saw Colette at the Cheetah Club in New York.
Now, hold up. How the damn song go?
Rate Me Ghislaine Maxwell was also present.
No!
Here's another one. In 2004 to 2005, Sir Ivan Wiltzig hosted a party where Jeffrey Epstein, Sammy Sosa, and Donald Trump were in attendance. Patti LaBelle's PR agent stood at the door. At the party, caller met an individual who was approximately 18 to 23 years of age, who was brought from Oklahoma for a modeling job, but then sold to a man in France. Several women were being auctioned, and a woman possibly known as Colette LNU was the madam.
She said sold to a man in France. So sex trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, they trafficked bad.
I'm quite sure they did. That's how come I don't believe really. You know how it is. Just like, say, the internet or high school, you know, the whispers, the things that is said, but it's not said, the things that everybody knows. I believe anybody who went to that island They knew whether they did partake in it or not. They knew what was going on. Say that someone went there for a business meeting or they were invited, like you said, it's an island. So they really could be on one side of the island and not know what is going on another side.
So, in other words, when you say that, you're saying just like those Diddy parties that they
Mhm.
have, like they can be in one side of the house, but if they happen to be on the other side of the house, that's where shit go down, right?
Yeah, and they can sit up and sit up and say, "Oh, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know that was going on. I don't. Why would you go there? Come on, you know how things go. Well, Just think about just us up here right now. Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you know that Epstein guy? He has these wild out parties. Whatever you want, 14, 15, you can get it if you're into that type of thing. I mean, his
Yeah.
girlfriend in on it. You can have a menage a trois. I mean, well, I'm not into that. I'm just going to come out there because Joe Blow is having the business meeting and I really want that account.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of them girls too. He really did.
Yeah. Yeah.
He even says it, but it, this is not surprising when you hear Clinton's name, when you hear
Mm-mm.
other people's names about
Mhm.
you're not surprised.
That
Well, I
that
think that's the
subpoena.
whole thing. Bella, what did
I
you
think
say?
I was just gonna say I think for that subpoena that Bill and Hillary got, I don't think they're
Hmm.
gonna go because of who subpoenaed them. I do think they should go and talk to Congress, but if I recall correctly, Bill was talking about they don't want to go because if they're the only ones going down, what's happening to everybody else? Like if you're only subpoenaing Bill and Hillary and all these other people are in the files, how many other people should you be subpoenaing?
And they should actually have
Mm,
to show up.
Yeah. And how much, like, I get subpoenaing them because we need the information, but with the
Hmm.
people who are in office and the lengths they've gone to protect everything in the files so far, for them to only subpoena Bill and Hillary, I think is really suspicious.
Well, you know what else I think about that? How is it that, of course, there supposedly there wasn't a list, right?
Hmm.
Okay. They had not released the files like they were supposed to, defying a court order. So, how did we find out that Bill Clinton was in the files? I'm just saying, how did we know Bill Clinton was in the files since they've been redacted and have not been released?
Cause
And
he
he's the
snitched.
only one they pointed out. Hmm?
He snitched. That's why. He fucking snitched. Just like he did back in 2020, he ended up snitching on all these people, and they literally just went ham on the at the Capitol, not the Capitol, wherever. He freaking snitched. But again, none of this other than the name surprised me. But I lost the doggone thing that I was looking for. I don't know who the hell Black is, but let me see.
That's all. I gotta head out.
All right, cuz. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, Lisa, it was nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you too, and I hope you'll come back. I enjoyed listening to you.
I enjoyed talking with you. I liked a lot of what you had to say. I'll try to come
Oh,
back.
thank you. Well, I don't come up all the time. This is
Okay.
Locke's fault.
Well, we'll have to see.
Okay.
Excuse me?
All right,
My
bye, y'all.
fault.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey,
My
Barb.
fault.
Barb, do you remember about a month ago when
Oh
I was
Lord.
supposed to come up on the panel, but I was having technical difficulties? And I distinctly remember somebody up here talking a whole bunch of smack because I couldn't get on StreamYard and not only defend
Hey, Lisa,
myself.
I gotta go. My
What,
throat's sore.
what's that? Yo, your throat's there, you have to go? Oh, I'm not going to let you go. How about that? Get you a drink of water.
Hey,
I'll wait. We'll wait till you come back.
Coach.
Yeah, go ahead. Uh huh. Why do you have a smile on your face? Huh?
I don't have
Oh,
a.
yeah. Wow, the
I
truth
don't
gets
have
you
a
right in the
smile.
throat.
Why are you coming up with old stuff?
Look like Barb. Look at what Barb said.
But Barb, she don't have the testicular fortitude to come up. I ain't worried about her. I'm not worried about her at all.
No, she's just reinforcing what I said. It's not like I'm making it up. She was a witness. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I
Just
want to
burnt.
know, Barb? I don't even know why Locke wants me to come up here. I don't have anything, I don't know why. I don't have anything to say.
You just said it. You said a mouthful. It's
What?
the one thing that
Just
I would
the
like to
thing.
do. But here's the thing that I would like to do, or I would
Mm-hmm.
like done, is to
Mm-hmm.
somebody to come out and tell the truth. Who will that
Oh, that's
person
not
be?
going to happen.
I want
If it
somebody from
does,
the from the Republican Party. I want somebody from the Republican Party to start doing a little bit of whistleblowing. Will that happen in
oh,
my
you already
lifetime?
have.
Absolutely.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing that. She has something to do with some of the information that's leaked out right now.
She ain't gonna go full blast on him.
Shoot, who do you think told the reporters that she was on the phone with Trump and he was yelling at her and stated that he had to have this stuff protected because he needed to protect his friends?
Right.
Who do you I mean, she's not hiding what she's saying or doing. And you know what, Barb? I don't really have that. What are you learning from me? Barb says she's learning from me. All I'm doing is I look at not what you say, what you're not saying. What is it that you're not saying? To get the right answer, you have to ask the right question. Now, I would love to question and interview any of these people because they do not dictate to me what I think and what I believe. And that's most of the problem. You have these followers, just like what we see in the Republican Party. Everybody has to stay in line because they're afraid of Trump. He will destroy their career. But because of his mess and the things he's doing, the House and Senate will be controlled by the Democrats this year. The writing's on the wall. Any election that has happened, anyone, Democrats have won. Oh, I don't trust Marjorie either, but I think she's mad enough to leak information. She was in the inside. I mean, she was one of Trump's top buddies. So she knows a lot of stuff.
I'm not saying that she doesn't. I'm just
I
saying
would never
it.
trust her.
I don't trust her either. But if she wants the type of America that she believes that most Americans want, even though she's all about her children at this particular time,
Hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't say anything else. I mean, unless this video says otherwise. But I mean,
She
this looks like a
already said something in the last several days. I haven't watched it or heard it, but she has said something else. My thing with her is, like I said, a leopard doesn't change its spots. A lot of the things that Marjorie Taylor Greene has said, no, no, no. The racial remarks, this thing about when she went on Nick Fuentes' show, she didn't know him. She didn't know anything about him. Come on, you knew exactly what type of show you were going on, and you were in line with his views and his talking points. You know, for her, I don't believe she's changed not one bit. What I believe is, since Trump would not endorse her to run for the Senate, you think about what she has done by resigning. She was doing interviews everywhere, hasn't she? Since she's left, she's doing all these interviews. She's setting herself up to be in the limelight. She doesn't need Congress. She doesn't have the headache of having to vote and be on these committees. She can just make all the money and keep it to herself. She can do these appearances, and she can try to fool those who, would believe her. Like us, we would never believe her.
mm.
Oh, threatened her kids. Ah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Wait. Who threatened her again? He is such an asshole. But did you okay, were you here when they read off the thing where Trump was given some fellatio from the minor, and the minor bit his Johnson, and he smacked the shit out of her? Were you here for that?
I heard about it. Yeah. I heard about it.
Uh, Well, this isn't the first person he's done this to. This is not the first
Well,
person that.
I mean, anybody that sits up and says, grab her by the you know what, that tells you everything you need to know. I don't see
Well,
what type
plus
of
the whole
woman could be married
thing.
to a man like that. Well,
Yeah,
what do
plus the
you
whole
think
cat.
about his wife's movie? What do you think about his wife's movie?
Oh, I heard it went straight to DVD.
Yes, yes, yes. Well,
Mongolia.
I mean, I'm sitting up here, the nerve of her. She's the only first lady. You don't hear, see of anything she does. All the other first ladies have jobs or a career, like Michelle's a lawyer. I mean, and she wants to make this movie about her and think people are interested in her. We don't even see her. Though, she's trying to sue this journalist. And what she did, she brought a lot of things and questions by filing in New York court. It brought up a lot of questions, such as what state is your residence in? Is it in New York? Is it in Florida? Do you live with your husband? Is it at the White House? It started bringing out all these questions. Then it started dragging Barron into it, her son into it. So, sometimes people are so quick to do these things. It's just like now Trump is suing the IRS. Really? He'll probably win. He'll probably win.
How and for what? Just give it up. Just
Tell
give it
me,
up, dude.
I'm just saying, he files all these. Look what he did with Paramount. I mean, look at what he's done with other news channels.
Okay. We're just gonna say this right now. He's broke. Well, he was broke. His wife
Right.
is the only person making money, but he is flat out broke. I even had a conversation 2 nights ago with an employee of a co-worker of mine, right? And she
Mhm.
said how much fuck that went out again. She was stating on how he was making deals with certain mob bosses and
Oh.
those particular people backed up. And this is the reason why I said the people here, the people here in the state of Nevada hate his
Mhm.
ass. The only time I have ever caught Donald Trump here is when he was president the first term, and he had to come here because of the incident that happened in Mandalay Bay when the people were when the dude was shooting down at a concert and later on off his health. He went to UMC and started shaking hands with the victims. That's the only time you ever seen Donald Trump here in Vegas or anywhere else. New York, they hate him. They despise him. But the only reason why they can't touch him is because he has immunity and because he is the president. But as
But
soon as that immunity is taken away,
I told you, he only has immunity with
I
the
know you
things
know.
that he does in his official capacity. Because, prime example, he filed the lawsuit in New York as Donald Trump, not President Trump. So what? Once the attorneys realized that, because the rules change when you sue as Donald J. Trump, they're two separate things. So it was going to bring a lot of things in question, and he wasn't going to be covered by that immunity. So they ultimately ended up dropping the lawsuit. But you do know it's just like the Qatar. Trump is doing all type of things. The Qatar just did a little deal with them. It's not, and I don't think it's just New York. I think throughout the whole United States, people are hating Trump more and more because his approval ratings, when you look at these polls, even hardcore Republicans are not agreeing with these things, a lot of the things he's doing. Like, he's messing with Iran, he's messing with Canada. I mean, people didn't bargain for that. All these things he's doing,
Mm,
taking things, Social Security, and cutting Medicaid so these children, don't get the nutrients, and, if they need assistance to buy food. He doesn't have to do all that because where's all the money? Where's all the money from all the jobs that don't exist, all the federal people they've gotten rid of, all the light bills, all the water bills the government pays? Where is all that money? That's a substantial amount of money. Then now he's asking for $1.1 trillion.
his
And my
approval,
thing is this,
his approval rate.
where'd he go? You know, I really thought that it was ironic what's going on with the ballroom. You know, a federal judge has halted all work that is being done on his grand ballroom. Their investors, there's one investor who pledged $50,000 that already has backed out, stating various financial issues. So this judge has put a cease and desist order on Trump and the construction at the
Hello.
White House. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, I can
Hello.
stop now. You back. Yeah, hello. Can you hear us? So, yes, the federal judge did a cease and desist order, and they went and put it, you know, it's posted on the fence around the White House. I don't believe you, Barb. I know you. Look, you're super, super smart. I know that. I wish you would come up. I know
She
you have.
won't.
Look,
I should have known when they had to turn the comments off. That's when they turn the comments off, that's when I should have known it was a problem. No, I ain't never seen AMC have to turn the comments off for a movie. How bad could it be? A new film, Melania, so bad that if they screened it on planes, people would still walk out early. Well, to be fair, everybody always excited to leave the plane, though. If we honest, we maybe just stretch your legs even. If Syphilis were a movie from IndieWire, come on now. You can't get rid of no syphilis in 2 hours. That don't even make sense. I don't think. That's what I heard. I can't understand a effing thing she says from Variety. Should be considered a war crime. Hollywood Reporter. Like being taken hostage by the Taliban. With a language thing I don't got to worry about because I went and got IMAX. Hello.
Here we go again.
You can come in. Good morning.
Hell no. Hell no. Oh, hell no. I can't review this. I can't review this shit. I can't review it. She's a joke. She's a joke. And they made her into a joke. Now, in my lifetime, often I don't say this. I don't say this to poke fun, but he just needs to crow. I mean, he's just doing he's doing way too much. The son of a bitch just needs to crow. I'm sorry. I mean, am I wrong for saying the things that I just said? That he just needs to just die off. He just I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of it. Something must be wrong with the mic. Let me see. Well, Stevens. Well, wait. Les Wankster. Steve Scollier. Steve Scully. Do you know a Steve Scully? Does anybody know a Steve Scully?
there's a judge named, well, no, that's Scalise.
Wait, spell it.
SCULLIE. E.
Mm-mm.
No.
I got Scully.
Barb, spell it.
I got Scully. But Steve Scully stated Wexner was number one on Epstein's speed dial. Blank stated Epstein earned his money from having sex with Wangster? Who the fuck? Hold on. Who
Oh, you're
is
saying, did you say Scalise or Scully?
Scully?
Okay, sorry. I thought you were saying Scalise.
Is Scully. Who the less Scully? Wait a minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And this was years ago, correct?
Yes.
Wow. So not
Or
only
allegedly. Allegedly, it was supposed to be years ago. We really don't know because these people lie.
so it is true what they tell me. He not only did he allegedly have relations with minors, he had relations with both male and female.
You know good and well. I remember when I was talking to you and I said, I find it ironic that I've
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
nothing about boys, them men, and I told you, I said, I know there's at least one of them that swings from the chandelier.
What? So if that's the case,
Who are you talking about?
Les, she just put it in the chat.
I don't know who that is.
Some old guy. Les Wangster is a American billionaire businessman. Let me say it again. An American business billionaire with a B, businessman, best known for founding L brands or whatever, which includes well-known retail chains like Victoria's Secrets and Bath and Body Works. So this
Oh,
so this is where you so this is where you begin. So this is the reason why he invited him over that island. He had
you
Oreo.
need to stop.
So this is what we're doing. Oh, okay. I concede. This is nuts. Nuts. I already read about Bill Clinton, dumbass. Alexander Guess. 3 NT. I don't know what NTOC means. I don't know what none of that means. From blank, not a victim of Epstein case where
Was I supposed to take over? What happened? Where'd he go? Can you guys hear me? Mic check, mic check.
I'm right
Oh, there
here.
he is.
I'm right here. This it's the damn court. But anyway, so this some
Wow.
this some bitch. So he ends up allegedly harassing 13 and 14-year-olds, gets them high and drunk,
Mm, mm,
releases them and sells them off.
mm. Hold on, I need to get a bottle of water.
Yeah, go ahead and get it. Go ahead and get that water.
Instead of Dr. Pepper.
You had too many Dr. Peppers, my dear. You had way too many Dr. Peppers. Let me see. I gotta hear some more. I have to. I got to listen to some more. I got to. I got to.
It's under attack.
Yeah. I'm a fourth generation here in Western North Carolina. My family's been in Western North Carolina for over 100 years. And Western North Carolina is where people admire folks with deep roots. There's a lot of heritage here.
Most of you watching this,
He's a farmer?
Yes, he's a farmer that's running for office. And he was talking about how the response and the funds that Trump isn't releasing. Trump is doing that to several. Oh, I saw him on another show. But Trump is doing this to several states. And ironically, they're all blue states. He's withholding funds.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. And like Barb said, he's going to have to answer for these things. It seems like all of these things don't matter and it's what Trump says, but really, the president doesn't run anything. The president is like a front man. It is actually Congress that runs the show. That's why, Congress controls the purse.
Yeah,
I just don't understand. When are they going to stop him? Allegedly now, with all these seats we're losing, Trump had a discussion about 3 weeks ago with the Republicans and basically told them, said, look, we cannot let the Democrats get back in control because they're going to impeach me. He can come out and put on that other face all he wants, but he knows what it is. He's scared to death because what? Once they get control, he will not be able to run amok. And when he leaves office, war crimes, fraud, just think about all the things we know about that he's doing. So what about all the things we don't know about? Just think about last time he had classified information and a lot of it he took home. Why? Are you a secret agent? Why is it that it seems like to me, he wants to destroy this country because he keeps on picking these fights, trying to get us in war. He's messing with people that will fight. Now, he already attacked Iran. And now he's made the statement, well, this time I'm going to do more than what I did the last time. Oh, he hired. Oh, really? And, it seems like it's no big deal, but for all these military planes, for all these bombs, for all these various different things with the military, they're not free. They cost money. And that's one of the things that Trump is asking for now. Trump wants $1.1 trillion for the Department of Defense. That normally it was 800 billion. Now he wants $1.1 trillion. I find it very
that's his reparations. That's his reparations right there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because like I said, the man is broke because not only does he owe people, but he owes the people who put him in position. Yikes. Remember
He's a
when I
bad businessman. He's a bad businessman, like they say. What happened to his casino lock?
he got his gaming license taken away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about all the other business ventures that
Um, he pissed off a couple of people. But
oh really?
I mean, his younger years, and
Uh-huh.
it wasn't just him; it was Fred also, his father. So
Oh, that was really a long time ago.
yeah,
Well, what do you think about this? What do you and Barb think about this? I'm curious to see your take on it. The Republicans always talk about how the Democrats love to spend, 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 spend. But since Trump has been in office, all I hear about is spend, spend, spend. Big bill. Increase the amount for the Department of Defense. Give Kristi Noem a blank check in which she took some of it and bought herself not one plane, but 2 planes to transport her around to the different states that she goes to. So how is it that the Democrats are allegedly the ones who love to spend, spend, spend? Trump has run this deficit up higher than any other president, but we don't hear the Republicans talking about this. And it's things like this I hold against the Democratic Party, Hakeem Jeffries, because he's the head of it. I don't hear any of these people pointing out what I just said. It's a valid, good point that will really get to the American people. Because when you state that, Joe Biden was doing too much, he was spend, 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 and that's always what Democrats represent, somebody needs to point out, well, let's just look at how much money Trump has asked for that has increased from the amount of money that it was a significant amount. I mean, of course, we know that the price can't stay the same each and every year. But we, the people, are on the hook for all this stuff. And
we
I
got to
just
pay
don't understand
shit.
why the Democrats aren't calling this stuff out. I am so sick and tired of Schumer because all he does is lie. He runs out here and says,
What you got
huh?
against him? I said, what do you
Oh,
have
what I
against
have
him?
against him? Oh, let me just say a few of them. The last time for the other government shutdown, Schumer came out, oh no, we're gonna stand strong and we're gonna fight. And I but doggone the very next day, he had worked out a deal with the Republicans. Really ticked me off. He's sitting up talking about they're gonna block this and block that. No, you won't. You will sit up and turn. And I think it comes a time that you need some younger people. I think it's time for him to retire. I'm tired of him sitting up and acting like he's really for the people, because when you're really for the people, you don't do things like that. Personally, I thought the government shutdown was a wonderful thing because the Democrats finally stood their ground. But ultimately, what happened? And I mean, let's not get it twisted. Hakeem Jeffries is over here chatting with Mike Johnson. And I mean, I get it. They have to communicate for various reasons. But I wouldn't personally have a whole lot to say to Mike Johnson with the dirty, low-handed things they're doing. Either you believe in what you say in front of the cameras or you don't. Either you care about the taxpayers and the children or you don't.
Well, I asked you a
Can't
long
hear you.
time ago, did you trust him? I asked you
I
that.
told you, no, I did not trust him. I told you I did not trust any politician, including Jasmine, that they all are liars. And they are. They are not trustworthy. They are not. I'm just telling you. That's what politics is about.
What makes what makes Jackson a liar?
Why do you think the American people don't trust politics? Explain to me that. Why do you think the majority of this country has lost faith in our government? Explain it to me.
And this has been said over 1,000 times, and I get it, and she certainly gets it as well. So, and this is the reason why I say, in my mind, and in my faith, she will find a way to work it out. If not, she'll go to hell or high water to doing so, and then satisfying not everybody, because not everybody's going to be satisfied. Not everybody. But she is going to satisfy the majority of people if she gets selected as Senate. Because check this out, they ain't got nobody else. Who else are you going to select? Who else are you going to select in that state who are going to be beneficial for especially black people? You ain't got nobody else. So you might as well say, listen, Obama didn't work it out. Obama didn't work out for me, even though he was president. At least let's try this. At least let's try this Senate seat. And we're talking about a Senate seat, Lisa. A Senate seat. So let's just sit back, relax, and see if she is capable, if she gets picked. We don't even know if she's going to get picked yet. We still got 9 months, 9 months left, and I will be not personally responsible. I will be the responsible one to say, yo, I was advocating for her to get into the Senate seat. I wanted her to be president, yada, 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 yada. But with that being said, Lisa, let me counteract it and ask you, why was it was either your faith or your trust in not Barack Obama, but Kamala Harris? Why did you trust Kamala Harris so much?
Okay. First of all, I never told you I trust her. What I told you was that out of the two running for president, she was the lesser of the two evils. I told you I didn't like either candidate. Neither one of them would have been my choice. But when I look at what I know to be factual and true, instead of me just sitting up not voting, and then we have a mess like we have now, she would not have done anything that Trump has done. We had to have someone. And one thing I do know, she works for the people. One thing I know, Kamala was a senator. She was a senator before she became vice president, and she wasn't a new senator. You asked me about my trust or my faith. Well, a year ago, when I was talking about Jasmine, you weren't saying all this stuff. It's not that I have anything against Jasmine. What I just said to you, all politicians, including her, that has nothing to do with her intent, her desire, and the work she does. Now, every time you post some, I support it, I like it. It's none of those things because at the end of the day, like I've told you, I don't live in Texas. And even though she wants to do all these things, that's great, but she can't do them alone. And she does not represent my state. My main focus is on my state. And in my state, we already have a Black senator, a well known Black senator. But I'm not saying that she can't do good. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with her. Like I said, I was advocating for Johnson a year ago.
You said you just don't trust her. You said you don't trust her.
No, that's not what I said. Barb.
You
Barb.
said you just finished saying you don't trust anybody, including her. That's what you said.
I did not say. I said all politicians. All.
She's a politician. Isn't she?
I'm well aware of that. You tell me why you trust her so much, and you just got into her the last several months.
I just told you my position already. I said I am willing to weigh the lesser evils. I am willing to say, screw it. When I was younger in my younger 20s, right? I voted for Obama twice. I voted for Obama twice and didn't get shit from it. But now that I'm older and I'm figuring it out slowly but surely, I said, you know what? Let's see if this is going to work. And we're talking about something as small as a Senate seat. She's only going to be junior senator if she makes it.
Let me ask
but
you
everybody's
this.
like, she's not going to make it.
Let me ask you this, because we're having a discussion, like I tell you on the phone, a discussion. You just said, basically, you voted for Obama for various different reasons because you thought that he could do certain things. And I'm asking you, what do you think Jasmine can do for you in Texas and you live in another state? What do you think she can do for you? Just one person. She needs allies. Okay. What can she do for you in Nevada?
Is it the fact that she is in Texas, or is it just the simple fact that I would love to support a Black woman being in that seat, being in that position?
I know you didn't just say that to me. I know you didn't just say that to me because I'm the one encouraged you. So don't sit up here and say it's because she's a Black woman to me. I'm a Black woman.
I gave you full credit for that. That's what I said. I gave you full credit. And I completely agreed with you. I was like, that woman needs to be in that seat. Just like the woman in Iowa, she's in position. Now we need her to be in position, correct? So I'm
it's just like the man in Texas that just won the seat. The special election. He just won a seat, which put us one step closer to having control of the House. See, I'm talking about everybody working as a collective. Like I said, I was behind Jasmine last year when people weren't thinking anything about Jasmine. So it's not that I'm against Jasmine or I don't want Jasmine to succeed or I don't support her. It's none of those things. But I'm going to speak what I know to be facts. Politicians, 99.9% of the time, you cannot trust them. Now, is that her? I don't know if that's her because she hasn't made me any promises. I hear what she discusses. I like what she says. But I've been supporting Black women. I've been doing this for a long time.
I support Black women.
I didn't just start.
I support Black women just as much as I supported I supported Obama for all those years, but again, I was young and a little bit naive, but I was young. And people kept stressing me, you should vote for Obama, vote for Obama. I was like, okay. I wasn't into politics then. I'm into them now because of some
Which is a good
influences.
thing. Which is a good thing, and you're doing a great job at it. You know, I'm your number one fan. I am so glad to see you doing what you're doing, and you're doing a great job of it. Look
But
how you've grown your
here's the
channel
thing
by what you do.
but here's the thing that we need to know and we need to understand is that we need to draw a line in the sand somewhere and say, do we have just a little bit of faith? I'm not talking about in the placement just in case, because we have 63 in the chat right now. I'm not talking about overthrowing God. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is having faith, just enough faith in this woman to do the right thing, not by people, but by us as well. We don't have a representative. Not at all. And I tell people multiple times, if you want to seek that attention, you have to get to her first. Hispanics have no problems getting to her. White females have no problems getting to her. But we just seen as like always like the all lollygag because we haven't learned our lesson the last time when we had Obama in office. So I have to have at least just this one more time. This one more time. And if she were in position to run for office, it would be the same thing. It would be the same result. If she were to run for office, we would do everything in hell and high water to represent whether we live in Texas or not. You can support Jasmine in one or two ways. And we all know we can support Jasmine in funding her a little bit of money here, funding her a little bit of money there. We can purchase jerseys, we can purchase the shirts, and we can snap a picture and we can say, hey, why don't you come to our city and have a discussion with us? She's been through multiple cities already. I haven't gotten into her office yet to see if she is capable of coming here in Vegas and speaking. But what would she talk to Vegas about? Voting. That's what she would talk about. Economy. She would talk about voting, the economy, healthcare. She would go through all that type of shit. And that's what we want. But I want people to ask her this specific question. What is your plan? Because it's going to be asked anyway. What is your plan for Black people? What is your plan? Because obviously you have a plan for immigration reform. Obviously you have a plan for the youth, which is excellent, which is totally excellent. We need the youth more than ever because the youth are going to shape this country. The youth are going to shape this country. The youth is going to shape the United States of America. All I'm asking is just to have a little bit of faith. Just this one more time for this little Senate seat, junior Senate seat. That's all I'm saying. I'm with you. I am 1,000% with you, Lisa. I am 100,000%. Yes, I don't trust none of these motherfuckers either. As a matter of fact, I'm the one that told you that before. I'm the one that told you that about.
So let me ask you this. If, like I said, and I'm going to point it out one last time. A year ago, I had faith in Jasmine. A year ago, you remember, I came up on your panel defending Jasmine. I didn't hear anybody else on your channel doing that but me. So don't fast forward now and act like I need a little faith. I had faith in her and I was into her a year ago. You think Jasmine's the only Black person running for an office that is sitting up trying to do things for Black people? She's not. Do you think there aren't other Black people up in the Senate and in the House, Black women that feel the same way? It's not a question of that. It's not.
Well, I wasn't just speaking specifically to you. I was speaking to other people as well. But I understand.
Okay, let me ask you this. Tell me, Jasmine had District 30, right? Okay, tell me what she did in District 30. Tell me what she did in the committees with District 30. These are the things I look at. I look at the fact if you're running for a Senate seat, it's great to have big aspirations, but let's focus on your Senate seat in Texas first. Then once you win that, then you can worry about the rest of the country. But right now, let's just focus on getting the seat in Texas and what your plans are. That's what, she's talking about. And I understand that. And she has great plans. I like her. All this stuff that people say about her, I'm not with that. I've never said I don't like Jasmine. I've never said I don't support her. But just because you speak and say certain things doesn't mean you don't have faith in a person and their ability. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't even be having this discussion. I know she can do what she can do because what? She sat up and she's been a prosecutor. She's been a defense attorney. She's been a civil rights attorney. She's been a federal attorney. And she's had her own law firm. So, a person doesn't do all that.
Everybody that Black wastes money. So don't even waste my time with that bullshit. Everybody Black always wastes money. Kill Kirkpatrick wasted money when he was mayor. Big fucking whoop. It's time for you to change y'all points of view. Don't come in here with that bullshit. She wasted a lot of money. Wasted a lot of money on what?
That's what I'd like to know. How do they know? Oh, let me ask you this, Locke. The person that's saying that, do they think she wasted money on the bulletproof press? Is that the things they're saying? Because I don't hear anybody talking about that. I don't hear anybody talking about all the death threats. I don't see anybody. We just had a congresswoman that a person in the crowd at a town hall jumped up and sprayed liquid on her, and later was found out it was vinegar. So I'm trying to understand, what is it that she wastes money on?
No, it was a
Where's
hoax.
your receipt?
It was a hoax.
I want the person that's saying that. Where's their receipt? Huh?
It was a hoax. It was staged. It was fake.
Right. That's what Trump would want you to believe. Did you see her when if it was staged, she was about to punch that person. She was about to get down. But of course, Trump always is going to say something derogatory about someone that's respectable, someone that has honor, someone that is truthful, someone that is trying to make a difference.
Didn't make any voting decisions. As she can't make any major decisions because she's a junior congresswoman, but she did vote on some shit. Duh. But now you're expecting a whole lot because she is running for something that she had just announced a month and a half ago. Some of these people are lame, dog. But if it was your favorite freaking preacher, you vote on them, right?
like you said, now here we go with somebody talking out the side of their neck, talking about that they believe it was staged. Exactly what does she benefit or she would have benefited from having somebody walk up there, spray her with a liquid. And if you go back and look at the coverage of it, the video of it, you will see her walk from behind the podium, ball her fist up, and pull her hand back like she was about to get down. Most people, I didn't see Trump trying to do anything. We want to talk about stage stuff. I think it's ironic that we had all these attempts on Trump's life, and ironically, they were at a time when he was losing. Every time this happened, he wasn't doing so good. It's just like what's going on now with him taking the president and doing this other stuff. It was to divert attention away from the Epstein files. We all know that. But I understand his supporters want to deny these things. I understand his supporters don't like the truth because Donald Trump doesn't know what the truth is.
He doesn't care for the truth. All it is he cares about money, which his 80-year-old ass is not going to have it for very long, and you can't take it with you.
I mean, come on, Loc.
You can't take the money.
No, but we know what he's done to this economy. People sit up and they rally behind him. The things that he does, they're not patriotic. What he's done, he's fired people from good jobs that people worked. And those people have bills. They have car notes. They have children. Our economy, the deficit is off the chain.
You stand for a murderer. You stand for a rapist. You stand for a criminal. Period. That's what you stand for. As a matter of fact.
Well, Trump has the biggest corrupt job of them all.
Which is?
Being an elected, convicted felon. That's a thief, a liar,
30,
a sex charge rapist. I don't understand people who support a man that rapes women. And don't sit up here and tell me that it's some bogus stuff.
Who beats on a little girl. You fucking Nazis are pathetic, dude. I do not understand a grown ass 60-year-old man beating up on a 14-year-old girl. Explain to me that. Tell me that. Tell me. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you, what he said about his own daughter?
I was getting ready to say that on Howard Stern. He's sitting up talking about her body like another man would. I don't know any fathers that I know that are sitting up lusting after their daughter, talking about how beautiful their body is, how sick and twisted. But you know, the people who believe in him, they're probably just as sick and twisted as he is, because otherwise, how could you support that? Like I said, when we talk about the economy, groceries haven't come down. He sat up and alienated our allies that we get all these things like our metal from Canada. All these things go up. Prices of Frigidairs, washers, and dryers. He hasn't done anything. I want these people to tell me what he done for them, because I know he hasn't done anything for me. All I see him do is tell lies.
No, hell no, I don't support that racist son of a bitch. I don't support none of them racist bastards. Anyone who wants to take the Hollywood route and say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Bitch, if you don't get your stealing declaration ass out of my motherfucking face. Cause you know his his family was responsible for doing all that shit, right?
Well, look at what Kushner's doing. His son-in-law. His son-in-law has that crypto stuff that he says he knows nothing about, billion-dollar business. Look at the man that Trump just pardoned with the crypto that's enriched his life. Look at when he's sitting up, blowing up ships, talking about he's all about trafficking drugs, but yet he pardons a big drug kingpin. Make it make sense. We all know the big fentanyl isn't coming.
Y'all some fucking sick puppies, dog. For real. Y'all some sick. Y'all are fucking sick, dude. Y'all are fucking sick. Y'all are, this is not even funny anymore, dude. Y'all are fucking some sick people. Hold on, you accept this? Lisa, do you know where I was before?
What do you mean?
Where was I before? I'm trying to look for the fuck, I lost it. And by the way, Officer Tatum, fuck you.
What a sellout.
I want you to come to my hometown. I will beat the piss out you, boy. Just because you 6'2", 250 pounds, that don't mean shit to me, boy. You will get manhandled just like them white boys will get manhandled. Fucking pussy. And you tell them I said that shit. Come to fucking Las Vegas. Come to Vegas. Handle a black man. A real man. Stupid ass mother. I can't find it, Lisa.
But you know what? I can't see everything you're saying. I don't know. I don't even see Barb anymore.
She's in the chat. Where did it go?
Well, a little while ago, I was in the other chat. You know, the link you sent me. I went on that, but I was in the other chat.
Oh, all right. I found it.
I was way over there. Now I've come over here. I'm limited.
I found it. Because I just had to look. I looked it up.
You know, I'm gonna tell you something. I would think that
Shut
people
your bitch ass up, boy.
With history being the way it is, violence doesn't solve anything. People talking about come after me. Why don't you do something constructive? Why don't you really look at what's going on in this country instead of being in denial? Some people, they don't have anything.
Some people are pussies and they want attention.
Yeah. Sad. The only person that sold out.
Sell your race out for some crumbs or something.
That's what I was going to say. Trump's the only one that is sold out. I mean, he does some of the craziest things. He took the Rose Garden and put cement over it and put chairs out there and umbrellas like you're at the local doggone wing spot. How cheap. How distasteful.
And she told one of this.
Oh, okay. Now that I found it.
Got it?
Okay. Now that I found this shit. Yeah, I got it. Now that I found
some people, you know what, Lon?
I hate people who ultimately sell out their race for the seat at the table. They don't like you, dude. They never liked you for the whole Charlie Kirk situation. And again, I told you before, I don't know shit about no goddamn Charlie Kirk. But obviously, people were beating off on Charlie Kirk. I
wonder why they're not talking about how his wife is bouncing around now. Looks like she's having a good time. Doesn't look
Yeah,
like she's in mourning.
with some other dick. I get it. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's predictable.
Hmm.
That's
You know
fucking.
what? You know what doesn't make sense to me. I wonder why people try to perpetuate all this negativity about Black fathers. What what I know,
Right.
everyone I know comes from a two-family home. Their father works a job, their father takes care of them. They're not on the streets, they have vehicles, they have nice houses, but we don't talk about how all the other people are, how all the white people are. Let's talk about them.
Oh, hold
They're
on.
pitiful because most of them need Trump to tell them how to think. They don't know how to think for themselves. They don't know how to go do research and see, is this actual factual, or is this person just telling me this and I'm going to accept it?
Yeah, it's JD Vance's wife now. Hold on. For the sick puppies in here. Hold on. I got something for the sick puppies in this
Maybe you're
motherfucker.
just erasing a line. You think we won't notice it, but that line is worth noticing. So there are 3 million more pages that are yet to be released. They're claiming, though, the DOJ is saying, no, we've released everything. We're done. We've now fulfilled our obligation. And Rokana and others are saying, no, you haven't. You need to release the rest of the files. And they're claiming they don't have anything else to release. So what we have is what we have. But let me just show you the documents that they deleted.
Let me explain a couple of things to you, Candace. This is why independence is important. Because of the simple fact that the left and the right are going to have been bickering with each other for years, but you get the same result each time, which is absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. You gets nothing. But the one true person, or persons, I should say, the one true persons that can do it all and they can get it all are you, your communities, what you do in your communities, what you do for yourself. Do for self. People forget spiritually what do for self really actually means. And then when they do see it, they're gonna say, "Oh, so this is an actually good looking neighborhood, right?" And then the money starts pouring in, the support starts pouring in. Schools get built. Schools get built. Programs get restarted. We need to restart some specific programs for the youth. But ultimately, that doesn't happen because of the funding. The funding always runs out. For some odd strange reason, the funding always fucking runs out, right? And this is the reason why you get poverty. And this is the reason why you get so many people committing crimes. Crimes here, crimes there. You want to get rid of illegal immigrants so bad? Start showing these people that you have the capability of creating your own fucking jobs. And you won't have to worry about illegal immigrants. You won't have to worry about them taking up your jobs. But only white people have issues with illegal immigrants. I don't remember having an illegal immigrant or legal or illegal saying controlling me getting up every morning and getting a fucking job. I got up off my ass and got up to work and got that paper and hustled my ass off. I got a wife and 2 kids, motherfucker. Did you think I had time to play? Y'all be playing for real. Oh.
Deleted because we have them. Now, be forewarned, I'm going to read some of these to you, and they are not good. This is not good. Some of the things that are the accusations in here. One accusation reported an unidentified female friend who was forced to perform oral sex on President Trump approximately 35 years ago in New Jersey. The friend told Alexis that she was approximately 13 to 14 years old when this occurred, and friend allegedly bit President Trump while performing oral sex. The friend was allegedly, she was approximately 13 to 14 years old when this occurred, and the friend allegedly bit President Trump while performing oral sex. The friend was allegedly hit in the face after she laughed about biting President Trump. The friend said she was
And y'all Trump supporters, y'all are sick. Y'all are very sick. This is some sick shit right here. The government protects. Tell me if I'm wrong, Lisa. Does the government protect billionaires?
Yes.
I rest my case.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. When I see people, you know how I feel on immigration. I'm not okay with certain things. I feel like you need to do the process to become legal. I don't feel like it's fair to all the rest of the people who have to follow the process to come to this country. All the others have to do it. So why are there certain ones that are special? But on the other hand, do you know how much the illegals contribute to our economy?
A
And
lot. More like
undocumented immigrants.
1.7 million.
No. $89.8 billion in federal state taxes that were withheld. $299 billion. I rest my case. So, they contribute a hell of a lot to be illegal.
I concede she is one. She is one. That's facts. That is facts. But yet, it's a problem, right? And you have no particular problems going after people who are doing better than you. I get it. And let me not get started on our people. Do not let me get started on our people.
You know what?
I ain't got
There
the time.
are people.
I ain't got the patience. I just don't. There are still some land. I don't know how much land, but there is still some land to be bought out here. But the thing about it is, we don't want to contribute to shit. Why? Because of Dr. Umar. Oh, you didn't think I was gonna say that, did you? You didn't think I was gonna say that?
God damn, this look terrible.
I'm trying to
this nigga Trump. God damn.
What I'm trying to understand is that this is supposed to be about illegal immigrants, but yet ICE is not at the border. Why is ICE not at the border? There's not a border right there for them to patrol. Why is it that people will support a man that's okay for American citizens to be attacked and shot? There are a lot of people who are viciously being attacked. If you're so proud of who you vote for and what you do, why do you wear a mask? Why are you ashamed to let people know who you are, since you do such an upstanding job and you have so much respectability? Well, you have so much discord that people all over this country are not only talking about getting rid of ICE, getting rid of Trump too. Because some people can think for themselves. Even MAGA people are saying, okay, this is too much. Trump is doing too much. There are people that have voted for Trump that are sitting up stating, you know, I voted for him, but I didn't sign up. Candace Owens is one of them. I didn't vote for all this. I voted for him, but I didn't vote for all this. You have a lot. You have those in Congress that are starting to wake up and smell the coffee. When we elect people to look out for our best interests, not to look out for their interests, the billionaires, not look out for someone that had to borrow money to pay Jeannie Carroll. He didn't even have the money, and they had to add all this interest on. It had to get to the level where we need to liquidate your assets. But yet people can sit up here and support someone that does something like that. Someone that lies and say, oh, well, you know, I don't mess with Epstein and this, but here are all these pictures. Matter of fact, not only with you, here's your wife. Not only with him, how about Pam Bundy's right there? These people are okay with the criminals, but yet they try to talk about all the rest of the people that are criminals, and they are the biggest criminals of all. All these people, Pam Bundy, Hesseth, Kennedy, all of them, Christy Nome, Cash Patel, Tom Holman. These are the people that you look up to. These are the people that you think what they do is okay. Are you okay with sitting up and your tax dollars are just being thrown away? Christy Nunn got a blank check and bought 2 planes to fly her around the country. You're okay with your tax dollars being spent like that. You're okay with the Defense Department, him wanting to increase it to $1.1 trillion. And like I said earlier, the deficit is off the chain. The deficit has never been as high as it is now in history. And Trump just keeps running it up and running it up. But his so-called supporters, they don't see anything wrong with that. They're okay with that. They're okay with him not being a moralistic person, with him not having a moral compass. He's okay with people taking food out of children's mouths. There's no need to do any of that, because where's all the money? You know, for all this so-called fraud, where's all the money at? I don't hear anybody talking about that. What has Trump done with all that money?
Good question.
I mean,
If
it's just a
so
year.
fraud, then where did all that money go?
Yes. I mean, you tell me this. It's a piss poor sorry.
Inflation is still
It's a piss poor sorry piece of shit that would sit up and cut 80,000 jobs from the VA. Our vets have served this country. Some of them have lost limbs. Some of them have lost their minds. And you Trump supporters, you support that because he stands for that. Our soldiers fight for you to sit here on your ass and feel safe.
What stimulus?
And so
Ain't nobody gonna
you're
get no
okay
damn
with
stimulus.
that.
Where you gonna get the money from? You got a dude in here talking about this stimulus pack. Where you gonna get the money from? Where you gonna get the
Well, you know, it looks like they, you know what? They're the ones worried about a stimulus check. We're not even thinking about a stimulus check, but they are. So they're counting on Trump to get them a stimulus check, because nobody on this panel is thinking about stimulus. The only thing Trump is going to stimulate is stealing, raping, and lying.
That's a good combination for him. But people,
Now
but people often will say, is like, as long as tax on, as long as we tax on tips, as long as I'm doing good and getting taxes back under Trump, what he does to my daughter, what he does to me has no significance. This is as long as the economy keeps going. We are better under him than we were better under Biden.
mm-hmm.
What kind of crackhead mindset is that?
Well, I think that people who think that I'm an angry biddy, I think that because they have no valid argument and they're too stupid to understand how Trump is using them and programming their mind, I can understand how they could think that I'm angry. Because at the end of the day, I give less than a fuck about what you think. You don't pay my bills. You don't own my house. I do.
When it comes, listen. When it comes to people and their families and them having to deal with what's going on today, let it happen. And I want people, when it does happen to you, and quite frankly, it just might happen to you because he was in Florida. Not only was he in, not Florida, not only was he in Maine, and they're still remaining in Minnesota, they were in Carolina. What makes you think that they won't come to a country that isn't red or blue? Mind you, we're purple, so there ain't no touching, ain't no touching me.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I wasn't purple, I would love for them to come to my state. I would love for them to come, but we will pick. But there's a thing called fight and flee. I ain't fleeing for no motherfucker. If you do what you did to that little boy, ain't no fleeing. The boy did not deserve to get what he got, nor did his father. You're just there to succeed a check. Let's just keep it a buck. Each and every single person that you grab and detain, that's a check. You fucking idiots. That's a fucking check. That is a check in their pocket, not yours. They're getting paid for every illegal immigrant that they snatch up. They're getting paid. Trump is getting paid. His people are getting paid for every single
I think that there's something wrong. There's something wrong with someone that is okay with 5-year-old children and other children being attacked going to school, being snatched from their parents, children that have cancer you put out this country. I understand that some people don't have a heart. They have no compassion. I don't see, I don't agree with everything that's going on with immigration. I don't feel like they have to do the tactics and do what they're doing in the way that they're doing it.
All right, Bob. See you later. Okay, paying themselves. Jazzy. If if I were to cut in half Medicaid and Medicare, if I were to cut in half SNAP benefits, if I were to cut in half pretty much all anything that makes money, Jazz, anything that makes money, where is that money going? Now, don't forget. Don't forget. Now, if it was Obama, they would have raided him. They would have raided his house. they would have they would have harassed his children at that time when they were younger. Where would that money go? Where did that money go? Oh, it went in the hands of his partners. His partners happened to be his two sons. Some people forget that Fred was a son bitch. Fred Trump was a son bitch. Newsom
And
or John.
actually, you know, while we're talking about immigrants, Trump's wife is an immigrant. I mean, she came here and never left. When we're talking about immigrants, let's talk about Trump's family line. It's not as pure as people think. You know, like I said, we have people that support Trump and what Trump is doing to our vets. When wars break out, these are the people who protect us. And you can sit up and support a man that says, you know what? I don't care about you protecting this country. I don't care about you putting your life on the line so I can sit at home and feel safe with my family or by myself or whomever. You're okay with that type of stuff. And I don't understand it.
Yes, you are. Yes, you
I
are.
mean, you know, people like to sit up and throw stones about Biden pardoning his son. But you know what? I would rather he pardon his son than for somebody to pardon someone from January 6th and now they've been caught with child pornography. Yeah, you support someone like that. Yeah, one of the people that was pardoned has been caught with child pornography. So not only is he a pervert, a lot of people who associate.
Lisa, pornography, corn. You gotta say corn.
Oh yeah, forgot.
Y'all still some sick ass puppies.
Damn. Holy crapola.
Also abused by Epstein. And the response, so these are complaints. And then in the next column is response. And then criminal history is on the right-hand side. Now they've redacted all the criminal history. I'm not sure who, who's the criminal history? Who are they talking about? The criminal history of the perpetrator or the victim? Unclear. The response to that was spoke with caller who identified lead was sent to Washington office to conduct interview. Okay, but what happened with that? We don't know. Here's another one. At age 16, while modeling, caller attended 8 parties at Epstein's New York residence. On one occasion, caller reported that she was sexually assaulted by Epstein. On another occasion, 2 twin brothers, Alan and Orrin, lured caller and her friend upstairs, but they escaped back downstairs. Caller stated Orrin raped her best friend and a third brother, Tall, raped a 14-year-old girl named Redacted.
I said I'm not getting ready to be nice anymore. I'm not. I'm not putting up with it. I've been nice this whole stream.
Sniper alert. What's
like I said, I'm not going to be nice anymore because I don't have to be. If you are going to be disrespectful, leave now. Now, I respect your opinion and how you feel, and you will respect me, or you will leave voluntarily, or I will help you leave.
I done told
now.
I told you about that. Told you cuts are often used to fund other priorities and but how is it going to ever doing that with jazz? How does that end up becoming when you're just taking that and giving it to your buddies, your elitist buddies? You have to pay them off. You have to pay the Qatars. Not the Qatar, the Khazars. You have to pay the Khazars because they have you in their back pockets, just like Bill Gates. Even Bill Gates was brave, and good for him too. You take his punk ass back there. Oh, she's shooting. She is shooting.
Wasn't me.
Huh?
That wasn't me.
Oh, my bad. All right, cool.
See?
Somebody itchy on the trigger finger already.
Caller named other individuals involved, big orgy parties with her, other young girls, and older Victoria's Secret models, including Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. Online complaint reported she was a victim and witness to a sex trafficking ring at the Trump golf course in Rancho Palos Verdes, California.
Whoa! You see why this fool was trying? You see why Maduro got snatched up the same night the deadline came out? He didn't want you to see this shit. And honestly, they had to release these now, but they were supposed to have attacked Iran last night. These were supposed to have come out the same time they attacked Iran. Like, we're supposed to be in a war with Iran. Well, not we, but America, United States, the corporation, is supposed to be in a war with Iran right now. But they had to pull back because they weren't ready to go to war with Iran, because Iran would have smacked them. If they'd attacked Iran that day when they wanted to last week, they wanted to attack Iran last week. And because they weren't in position and they didn't have the artillery there in position yet, they still won't have enough. Iran has been preparing for a war with America for like 30, 40 years.
You say that, but we are still in a, well, put it this way. If it's to create space, how come that wasn't done under George Bush? How come none of that was done under George Bush Jr. or George Senior? Excuse me, Senior then Junior. My bad, Senior then Junior, or is it Junior then Senior? Whatever comes first. Why was it not done under those two imbeciles? Which I would argue that George Bush Senior was more of a president than anybody else. Do not ask me why. I will tell you later. Why wasn't it not done under Clinton? Why wasn't it not done under Biden? And fucking Trump wasn't going to do it. Trump was not going to do it his first term. And he ain't going to do it his second term. It's going to go to his back pocket. Tell me why his son, one of his sons, I think his youngest son, owns a cyber company. What was it?
You're talking about his son-in-law.
His son-in-law owns a cyber.
Yeah, you were right.
Yeah, but what's it called? Cybersecurity. Cybersecurity. Oh, it was Junior. Why?
And I believe it's $1 billion business.
When he doesn't even know about cybersecurity.
Right.
Make that make sense. You're gonna put me in the position where I know zero, but yet that company makes over millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Understand where some of this shit is coming from. Salute. Understand where some of this shit is coming from. If I were to cut your funding to Medicare, cut your funding to Medicaid, cut your funding to SNAP benefits, not only is it taking away from people who do need it, but you're taking away from those kids who are dependent upon the SNAP benefits, who need to be fed in schools. You know why you take that away from them and you don't want to feed in schools? Because you don't want them to be competitive when it comes to getting those jobs. They need nourishments. They need the type of nourishments in their bodies so they can fuel up and they can get smart and they can be educated. But yet you want to take away education. You want to take away the education. That's Linda McMahon. You want to take away the education because you fear that white folks aren't getting the type of education that the blacks and the browns aren't getting. So therefore, you're telling them that in order for to get this education, you have to pay for it. Which I don't mind because my children are already in school already and damn, they're about to graduate. But in terms of the kids who don't have the funds to put them in private schools, that's some bullshit.
But
We're
once
talking.
again, where are the funds for all these programs that they're cutting? Some children, the only meal they get is at school.
We're cooked.
They're cutting those things as well. These people that support Trump, well, if you are working, you're paying into the system, into Medicare. So it's not a handout. You've earned that. I've worked. It's mine. It's not a handout. You take that out of my pay. And so, how are you sitting up going to tell me now I'm not entitled to it? You can't sit up here and come with the numbers and actual proof. You really can't. When you sit up and you think about why is it they don't want Jack Smith to testify and it be televised? Why is it that they are so threatened by what Black people do? They always have to tear Black people down. They are, especially the Black man.
They do.
You know, like I said, I don't know any single mothers. I know people that are married, not just shacking up, that are married raising their children. And I know I've heard of people that nowadays more men are raising their children, are becoming single fathers. Look at all the Black women that are going to college. You know, they always like to holler somebody's lazy, but we know who's lazy. We don't sit up and expect people to say, well, you know what? You're no good. You're not this. You're not that. Well, a lot of us have graduated. A lot of us have college degrees. A lot of us sit up and advocate for what we believe in. I'm not saying either side of the aisle is good because they're both equally as bad. I don't care which side it is, but people only recognize what the Democrats do. They're not, I've not seen one person in this chat talk about all the money that Trump has gotten and spent in a year's time. Now, when a Democrat gets in office, oh, they'll sit up and blame the Democrat for the economy. They'll blame the Democrat for the deficit. The things that Trump said, he only pardoned these people. He only did one thing. He didn't do all the things that he said he was going to do on day one. I don't see him sitting up caring about how people are having problems buying groceries, paying their rent. You're sitting up, now you have to pay, people are having to pay all this money for medical care. All these things that Trump has decreased. And for what real reason? It's not to help people in this country, it's to tear them down. Why would you have people that are shooting people in the face, shooting gas, all because they choose to exercise their right to peacefully protest? We don't like a lot of things we hear, but that doesn't mean.
And by the way,
that there's not accountability.
Before I forget, if you want to go ahead and support his GoFundMe, you can. Otherwise, you might get a visit by ICE if you don't support his GoFundMe or whatever that thing was. Just think. If you're a MAGA fan, you might want to go ahead and support his GoFundMe. Just Yes, ma'am.
But you know, you have a lot of MAGA people that have woke up and smelled the coffee. They realize that Trump isn't for them. The things that he's doing, I know the farmers didn't think Trump was talking about them. I don't hear anybody talking about that extra money Biden gave to the farmers. Yes, there was money allocated every year for the farmers, where a lot of the farmers, what they would do, because they knew that the money was guaranteed, they would go ahead and say spend their bill money to buy their feed and various different things like that. So when Trump came along, he cut that out. The farmers didn't think that Trump would turn against them. A lot of people didn't think so. A lot of these things he's doing, they don't just affect Black people. They don't just affect tall people, short people. They affect a lot of people, most people, one way or another.
It's definitely affected them farmers, though. Those particular ones that I don't feel sorry for, it's affecting them too. It's affecting your farm. So those people that you, especially when those people that you sit away that was doing the work for you, now those people gone, you're gonna have to put in some work, and you're gonna have to pay out of pocket extra, because that's how tariffs work. That's just how
And
tariffs.
for people that don't understand and really see what's going on, it's everywhere. It's not just one state. It's not just one city. It's not just one town hall. You have people holding their elected officials accountable. Constituents are starting to say, okay, wait a minute. Hold up. You have people that their voice is speaking because they're voting, including MAGA people. All these elections that have happened in the last 9 months, how many have flipped blue? Wonder why they're flipping blue. Why is it that Trump is sitting up alienating us from all our allies? NATO has went and had a special meeting that they've decided to start cutting the United States out of things because of the actions that Trump was talking about he was going to take on Greenland. I mean, who do you think you are? You decide you want to up and buy something, you think you should be able to buy it, or you're going to take it by force. You claim you were the president of peace, and you set up and done everything except have peace.
Oh,
I can't hear you.
I do hate when that shit happens. Hold on, because I think like I said, Nicki Minaj wants to say a little something. Her number one. She wants to say something about her number one fan.
I don't know what to say, but I will say that I am probably the president's number one fan. And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more. And it's going to motivate all of us to support him more. We're not going to let them get away with bullying him and, the smear campaigns. It's not going to work, okay? He has a lot of force behind him, and God is protecting him. Amen. Amen. not going to work, okay? He has a lot of force behind him, and God is protecting him. Amen.
Eh. Can you hear me?
Now,
God dang it.
all of that you said, could not hear it.
Oh, because I keep saying muted. All right. Well, their number one fan. You can be a number one fan. You can be a number one fan over there. And
What I
once
don't
you
understand, how is it that she can't see that Trump's a bully? Because that's all he does. That's why you have senators and representatives that are stating high level, are stating, you know what? Trump doesn't treat us right, and we're sick and tired of it. We're going to go ahead and retire and leave him with this mess. Right now, Trump is so afraid of that impeachment, and it's coming. Mark my words, it is coming. Christy, no, you're going to be charged with those 3 articles of impeachment. It is not right for her and Trump to come out and call people terrorists. That's not called for. Anybody who has seen these videos, you have to say, wait a minute, they didn't have to shoot this man 9, 10 times. It doesn't take that many. And you guys, those are murderers. They're murderers. And that's what you condone. You condone a person that assaults children and women, that is a convicted felon. I don't understand that. How can a convicted felon run for president? How can they even be on the ballot when you take an oath to be a law-abiding citizen? How can that be?
Beats the hell out of me.
Well,
Beats the hell out of me.
some
But
people have to be made. Some people have to be made into believers. And something else I've noticed that when a Republican gets in office, just like Bush did, Bush left Obama with a hot mess, all kinds of mess. And Obama came back, cleaned that stuff up. The economy was doing good. Job market was looking good. And what? Who came along and took credit for that? And anybody that can think for themselves has to know, wait a minute, he just got in office. So how in the world could he have done any of this? He certainly didn't get bin Laden. He didn't do anything, but he loves to take credit for things that other people do. When I see Trump and he continues to do these things, well, there is a higher power, and his health is not doing too good. All this money that he's making and he's stacking up, a U-Haul truck does not go to the graveyard. Not any of it. Not one bit will go with him. Not one bit of his money can buy time or youth and health. Look at his feet, looking like elephants, hand all bruised up. I mean, what's really going on? Running to the hospital? Oh.
Well, according to him, he's in good shape. because he checks himself every single week, which I don't know why you would check yourself every single
And
week,
you know
but
what? The law says a president isn't supposed to benefit by being president. $136 billion, that's how much he's gotten in a year. But he breaks all the rules and he still gets support from people. I don't,
the
why would,
way that
and
the
even,
way that it's looking right now, it's in 3 years, it's not going to be looking it's not going to be looking the same. Things are going to be a hell of a lot different, and
yeah,
you just don't say things and expect things to just you don't take away certain things. You don't take away the ability to have a child get something to eat when you know he is dependent upon you. He is dependent upon the system so he can give them something to eat. You don't take away certain things. As a matter of fact, you will be so kind as to add on. Since you want to talk about gas prices, but what does gas have to do with me when I need something to eat and I go to the grocery store and milk is damn near $7, damn near $7. This isn't Hawaii. Bread is bread. If you had that right loaf of bread used to be like $1. Now it's $3. Unless they have a special, but every city and every state is different. Maybe you could go into that maybe you have a grocery store that treats it as if things are cheaper. But let me ask you a question. I mean, how much do you averagely spend at the goddamn grocery store? I mean, there was a time when you filled up your cart and your cart was $100 worth of food. Now it's $200, sometimes $300, because the quality of meat, because of the tariffs, the quality of meat has to be good. Oh, and speaking of meats, don't want to gross anybody out, but you remember the COVID virus or whatever we used to have, or we still have it, by the way. God, I don't know. I got affected by it twice. Um, you know the what? Hey, Lisa, what is the WHO? What is the prefix for WHO? Do you know? It has
I
something to do
don't,
with healthcare.
but I will find out.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you something. People think that Trump,
Wait. This is important. This is important. This is breaking news. This is breaking news. Trump got the U.S. pulled out, I believe, pulled out of Africa, right? Pulled out of Africa.
mm,
So they no longer are WHO. I gotta figure that shit out. But suddenly, there's a new virus that's out. And this one potentially, allegedly, is stronger than COVID 19. Guess where it started at? I'll give you a hint. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's World Health Organization. Thank you. Thank you very much. Guess where it started? Guess where this virus started? I'll give you a hint. It ain't China this time. It's in India.
well, speaking of India, a lot of the other countries like Canada and other NATO countries, they're taking their businesses to India. Why Trump thinks these tariffs are going to bring companies back here. No, that's not what happened. Companies like the Lamborghini and Mercedes, all these things are going to India because people are sick and tired of Trump. People that sit up here and that feel like, oh, the Democrats just want Trump to funnel money. There'll be no money left because the Democrats have sat up and siphoned it all off. I don't hear anybody sitting up here talking about, let's just see, the big, beautiful bill, 1.1 trillion he wants for the Department of Defense. Right now, he's asking for more money. He's spending all this money doing all these things. And not one Republican is sitting up saying, you know what, he sure is spending a lot of money. I thought it was the Democrats that did all the spending. At least the Democrats try to help people. They don't try to tear them down. Why is it that you would want the people who voted you into office to have a hard time, to not be able to do the best that they can do by the country and themselves? You know, when you look at how things have went down since Trump is out, there's not one thing that has went up in this country that benefits the American people on a whole. I'm not talking about that 1%. I don't see anything he's doing to help any of us. Instead, like I said, he's a bully. He likes to run around, threaten people. What is this? If you don't sell it to me, I'm going to take it. Oh, I know, it's our oil anyway. Come on, big oil companies. Let's go over here since we went and taken their president and let's pick it clean. Matter of fact, let me send Marco Rubio, which is a joke, and Hesef over here.
Not Marco Rubio.
Yes.
Not Marco Rubio.
Yes.
And did you know? I did not know that Ted
Cruz.
Who? Is
Ted
it
Cruz. Yes.
I did not know Ted Cruz was Hispanic.
Yes. Yes.
Who's his partner again? Ted. So you have an Hispanic. And Marco Rubio, you have an Hispanic, and you have a goddamn Latino, whatever the fuck he is. I can't even think right now.
Well,
but then you have, hold on. Then you have Nick Fuentes, a Mexican American. Oh, he's Cuban. Okay, cool. You have a Mexican American who hates himself.
Somebody's asking a question in the chat. One of the people you're missing. Well, yeah, they're asking. You see it?
Yeah.
Who do we all think should be locked up?
Everybody.
Hesef. The Hesef is missing here. Hesef. You know Hesef, the one that had the reporter on the conference call that leaked the information about us flying and bombing some people. You know Hesef, the one that's the drunk. The one that's always screwing up. That needs to be over there with Pam Bundy. That needs to be over there with all of them, because each and every one of them, the amount of money each one of those places, each one have gotten. I mean, tell me why Trump would give Kristi Noem a blank check. A blank check. And then they talk about what Democrats spent. A blank check? Are you serious?
What did Obama do other than ignore us for so long? Absolutely nothing.
Right. Like you said, they would put Obama under the jail.
Yeah, they would.
You know, I'll tell you something else. You know, a lot of people talk about the 25th Amendment. Yeah, to remove Trump from office. And I'm going to be very honest. The decisions that he's making, he doesn't seem to be competent. They're not good decisions. They're not logical decisions. They're not decisions that someone of sound mind should be doing. But, you know, the American people and Congress, they have another way to handle this. Article 2, Section 2 would remove Trump from office. It would remove the vice president and all his cabinet. Because if you remove Trump from office, J.D. Vance just takes over and he's just as bad, if not worse.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. Hold on. You might have something here. Hold on. It's not breaking news, but I'm gonna break the news. God dang. But y'all might want to be careful with food you eat. Just make sure. Just make sure to protect yourselves this time. And wash your freaking hands. Just stay in the back.
People should be doing that anyway.
Not everybody
How
washes
nasty if they're not doing that. That's really nasty.
Not everybody washes their hands.
Years. So these niggas, they've been ready in these files.
I haven't heard in these Epstein files before. Maybe you have, but I haven't heard Robin Leach named. Here's another one. Sorry, these are very graphic and terrible, but this is what the DOJ released and then deleted. Complainant reported his ex-girlfriends redacted were victims of Epstein's.
Why would they release it and then delete it if it ain't real? First off, there's way too many corroborating stories. You talking about 3 million files, and all of them talking about him did some fuck shit. We already seen the Big Bubba ball guard, the throat goat. We seen that. We seen what happened to the damn limo driver chick, who they supposedly took down. Him and Epstein took down, and she was gonna go tell somebody, and apparently, she met Grin. I was about to give you some spoilers. Cash App or the super chat. That was Trump. You know Trump made
vaginas by entering a finger.
What the fuck? Said they both alike.
I want. Hot bid. No, I was playing. If y'all ain't see Mark for Death, screw you. But anyway, I want people to hear this and hear this good. To all these goddamn Trump supporters, I'm going to pull a Dean Withers. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. For the people in the chat, those who are Trump supporters, if I play this and you are still a Trump supporter, you either cash at me $10.
I know what you're getting ready to play.
Or get the hell out of my chat. No. I'm not going to play that. No, I'm not going to play that. I'm not going to play that. Like I said, if you're still some Trump supporters by the time I'm finished playing this, either pay me $10 or get the hell out of my chat.
They think about sex a lot. Why in the hell would you say that about your daughter? Yeah, you tripping.
That's not it. No, it's not it. It's not it.
Listen. Shalom Mitchell, appreciate you. And Lawrence Lee, thank you guys. Oops, where we at? We're at 47 bucks for today. Thank you guys. Oops, where we at?
The children's vaginas by entering a finger and rated the children, and the guests were elder men and vaginas by entering a finger and in the murder and disposal of her newborn daughter. Complainant reported Donald Trump participated regularly in paying money to force her to perform sex acts with him and alleged Trump was present when her uncle murdered her newborn child. Here's another one. Donald Trump, the president, had parties at Mar-a-Lago called calendar girls. Jeffrey Epstein would bring the children in and Trump would auction them off. He measured the children's vaginas by entering a finger and rated the children. And the guests were elder men and included Elon Musk, Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, and Eric Trump were there. Attorney Alan Dershowitz was also there with attorney Bob Shapiro. Jeffrey Epstein would bring the children. Here's another one. Donald Trump, the president, had parties at Mar-a-Lago called calendar girls. Jeffrey Epstein would bring the children in and Trump would auction them off. He measured the children's vaginas by entering a finger and rated the children. And the guests were elder men and included Elon Musk, Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, and Eric Trump were there. Attorney Alan Dershowitz was also there with attorney Bob Shapiro. We were taken in rooms, forced to give oral sex to Donald Trump, forced to allow them to penetrate us. I was 13 years old when Donald Trump raped me. Ghislaine Maxwell was also present.
Yo.
That's some sick shit. That is some sick ass shit. I don't even know what to say after that.
Well, what do you think about all those top podcasters that are turning against Trump? That's what I'm saying. All the people that are still standing by Trump, they don't realize the ship is sinking. You remember even Joe Rogan. Remember, I was talking to you about it and telling you about it. You went and pulled it up.
Yeah.
And these aren't just, I mean, these are people with humongous amount of followers and subscribers. They're not, you know, big time that are like, you know what? He's doing too much.
Way too much.
And what you just played is, you know, it's really sickening. It really is sickening.
But people support it because it's all in the past. It's all in the past. But if things in the past equivalent to the things in the present, don't you think he's going to possibly be the same person, if not worse? If you have not learned from your past,
some people don't want to learn. Some people don't want to learn. Some people don't want to change. Some, you know, people don't change unless they see something wrong with their behavior. And I'm going to tell you something, just like it's like this. When Trump was in office last, the pandemic hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of president did he look like then? Trump is not going to make it 4 years. The Dems are going to impeach him. And this time it will be different. Last time it was stuff like obstruction. This time, not only is it things like war crimes, violating constitutional law, congressional law, he's violated international law. He sat up just the other day and we're talking about Europe and their soldiers not being on the front line with us.
It is. But people are going to learn. People are going to learn. And they said, if you don't learn your history, you're doomed to repeat it. Nazi, we are in a third world country, believe it or not.
And why wouldn't people talk about Trump? Why wouldn't people have Trump's name in their mouth? He's commander in chief and he's the one screwing up.
You have to
that's only common sense. Some people don't have common sense at all.
Did they have common sense when they were praising Charlie Kirk? Oh, too much for that, huh? Did people have common sense then? Not really, because it's the same old trick bag. Sorry. I mean, what happened to him was tragic, but I can smell a racist, but I can smell a racist far away where I'm sitting. Martin Luther King didn't deserve a holiday. Martin Luther King didn't deserve a statue. Who the fuck is you? You gonna try to you taking down Martin Luther King's statue just because we took down Robert E. Lee's statue? Get the fuck out of here. Lisa, I'm gonna wrap up. I'm gonna wrap this shit up.
All right, my dear. Well, thank you for having me.
No, anytime. No,
Well,
I'm
like I
whooping
said,
that ass once again. I, I was
we'll talk.
trying to
We'll
be.
talk. We'll talk. We're good. We're good.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good. It's the same thing I tell you on the phone. I
Oh,
enjoy our discussions, our conversations.
man, I don't know. I'm gonna get a mouthful. Yeah, I know.
Well, I think, I really enjoyed it. I mean, you did an awesome job. I'm really kudos to you. Okay, my dear. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. And that concludes our discussion over here since people are too, well, not too many people are too cowardly to want to have that discussion. It, whatever. But overall, it was pretty good. It was pretty goddamn good. So I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. Oops. 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 I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream.